I got your bitch. Sitting down the goddamn corner doing dope. Sitting down the goddamn corner doing dope. Sitting down the goddamn corner doing dope. Corner doing dope. They are to be ashamed. Sitting down the goddamn corner doing dope. Sitting down the goddamn corner doing dope. Sitting down the goddamn corner doing dope. Corner doing dope. Goddamn right, bitch. Look at here. There you go. They're out here sharing marijuana. Look at here. There you go. The same old nasty
Yo, what's up, everybody? Welcome in, Barry on deck, on the patio with Dustin Sims.
What's up?
I'm your host, Barry Laminack. Welcome to the show. Quick sound check.
What's up?
I'm your host, Barry Laminack. Welcome to the show. Sounds good.
Sounds great.
Doing something different. Sorry for the greenness. I don't know why I couldn't white balance this shit. That's
Sorry
racist.
about the what?
The greenness. It's kind of green. I don't know why. I think it's I don't know. This isn't as green as it looks. I don't know. It kind of is actually, huh? Doesn't it look kind of
It's the algae.
yellowish green? It's not algae. We're doing something different though. For those of you, by the way, thanks for everybody tuning in. My guest today, Dustin Sims. He's been on the show before. Welcome, by the way. Thanks for
Last time
for
was
joining.
weird though. It was like was it Zoom call? I hate doing
Yeah,
those.
it was online. Yeah. It was online. It was
Those feel
those
weird.
are weird. Yeah, those are
It's like
always
a job
weird.
interview.
A little bit, right?
Yeah.
A little bit. Yeah. So we're doing things a little bit different. I'm using the wireless microphones instead of the handheld with the big old mixer and everything else. I just feel like this makes it a little bit easier, a little more relaxed, and just kind of hang out and
Yeah, it feels good.
yeah, instead of holding one all the time, which gets a little weirder.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
does.
I was worried about that too because I know your tendency.
Yeah,
I'd
man.
look over and you'd just be like,
Oh, let me get this whole thing in my mouth.
yeah, I was worried about it because
This is nothing, dude. I can feel like 7 of these in my mouth, dude.
That's all? Come on.
Well,
I know how many you've glasses.
until you put the fuzzy.
yeah,
Oh, I hit a button.
the
all of a
balls.
sudden.
Oh, did you?
God.
God damn it! You hit record.
I'm on record right
yeah,
now.
hit it again.
Oh, I hit another button.
Hit
Son
it
of a
again.
bitch.
Did you turn it off? Okay.
No, it's on.
Now you. Jesus Christ.
I'm sorry, man.
Okay, no, you're good. All
Oh,
right.
cool.
Don't touch it
I'm not.
again.
This is fancy, and you know that.
This is fancy? Is this fancy? Who's fancy?
We're in fucking Mar-a-Lago right now. I pull up and I was like, oh my god, this is why Barry doesn't do drugs. He sells them. This fucking place is insane.
Okay, that's not.
And then I knew he was rich too, because when I was talking about it, he was like, oh come on, you should see my first house. We didn't even have a pool.
Okay. I will say this though. I did have to stop him from peeing in the yard. You can take the
This
boy
is
out of
Texas.
Alabama, but you can't take the Alabama out of the boy.
This is Texas. You can't piss in the yard in Texas.
I swear to God, he goes, I can just pee out there, right? I was like, well, fuck no, you can't just pee out there. There's kids next door. He goes,
They're not outside.
he goes, really? Yeah, fucking really, Dustin. You can't just piss out in the yard.
That's crazy. That's absurd.
That's absurd. You're like,
You got
well, what do you-
HOAs?
You're like, what do you have all these bushes for?
Right.
Fucking privacy and decoration, but they're not bathrooms.
That's insane.
Oh my God. Well, welcome to the show. We've been
Thanks.
trying to make this happen for a while now. We've been trying to get you on the patio. God, how many times did I invite you on the patio?
I don't know. Like
5, 6, 8 times.
yeah, I'm irresponsible.
A little bit. And I will say this. I was hesitant. Viewers here, whatever. I was hesitant too because I know for a while there you were trying to, you were cutting back on the drinking.
Yeah. No. I was going through it.
I didn't want to be the guy. I didn't want to be the friend that was like, well, come on, let's ruin that shit.
Come drink more.
Yeah.
You know what you need to fuck all this
you
up
need to,
even
yeah, you
more
need to
tenfold.
come drink and.
No.
But I will say, I was kind of like hoping that you would fall off the wagon and be like, because then I can be like,
well documented at least.
and then I can be like, oh, well, now
Because
we can do the show.
All I have now, I fell off the wagon. Let me tell you, the wagon, like I've been on it, off it so many times probably the past year. And like they're very like undocumented. So I just have stories and people are like, no way that happened. And I'm like, well, yeah,
Dude.
I wish it didn't. But yeah.
I have witnessed
yeah.
the stories.
Yeah.
I have been there.
People
for
think that I make shit up, and it's not that. And like, I just go with the flow on everything. And so like, if things are going good, and I go with the flow, things are fucking great. But if like things are going bad, and I go with the flow, I'm gonna just burn this whole thing down, and then like we'll see where it goes. And like, it turns out to be funny usually in the end, but it sucks like it's really detrimental for me and like sometimes loved ones.
I thought I had crazy stories, like for real. And by the way, I'm not like ignoring you. I'm just trying to like run the show. And
No, I'm
and
used
look
to
at
it, man.
shit,
I work with Jesse Payton.
So I just want you to like, I'm trying to run the chat and all that shit. I thought I had crazy stories, like for real, because wild shit will happen to me, and I'll tell the stories, and people be like, "Oh no, that's not true," and I'm like, "Yeah." And then I met you, and then I was like, "Oh, my shit is like tales from the Bible compared to the shit that you get into."
Dude, yeah, it's just I don't know. It's a weird.
It's next level crazy shit.
I'm used to it now.
Are there some that you don't like ever want to like tell people?
Yeah, yeah.
Like the
Which
one in
is
Chicago?
honestly-
Like the one in Chicago?
No, I don't mind telling that.
You didn't tell that story, did you?
No, I never said it. I have a weird thing.
Have you talked about that story publicly?
I don't think I have. Actually, yeah, I think I did on one podcast. I can't remember. I don't know if it was mine when I was doing the Poor Taste or what, but yeah, I talked about it there. I have a weird thing where like I should tell some of these stories on
You
stage,
should.
and like I feel like they're so fucked up that it seems like there's nowhere to punch them up. But I guess you don't really need to. Like they're just
No, you still would.
yeah.
I think you still would. The crazy thing is, I think some of them, like the one that I witnessed with you in Chicago, I don't think people would believe you. I mean, really. And the other one that happened, which, I mean, I think I could bring it up because it went viral.
Oh yeah, my pinky.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's
Well,
a
I
fan
mean,
favorite.
we don't have to go into details on it, but
No, that's a favorite. Like people love that, and because like it's been since like November, and my shit still broke.
yeah.
And I've tried to re-break it twice.
Can I just do the intro for it?
Sure.
Yeah. So he went to the zoo and he tried to finger bang a rhinoceros.
And you can't do that.
And no, I'm just kidding.
It's very
You
frowned
do
upon.
it. It's not my story. I'm not gonna fucking intro your story. Come on.
Well,
bro. Why
I'm
would
not
I
gonna
do
tell the
that?
whole story,
No, you
but
don't have
like
to.
I just I met a lady, and
End the story.
it was at a Ruby Tuesdays.
High class broad.
Literally like on a Tuesday. And we went to an underground rodeo, which turned out not to be ran by Harriet Tubman, which was so fucking weird. They told me there was no rules there. There were a couple. And they had a game. You could pay $50 to get in this drawing. Like they'll put you out there with this bull. You could yank this ribbon off a bullhorn. And if you did it, you get $500. And I was like, I can fucking do that. And so I tried to sign up for it, and it's in somebody's backyard, and they wouldn't let me sign up for it because they said the list was full. And I'm like, I'm looking at it right now, it's on fucking loose leaf paper. Like, just take your Sharpie, draw another line. Like, take my 50 and let me get out there. So they wouldn't. And this Mexican guy who was also at the Ruby Tuesday, he was like, I think they're doubting you, bro. I think you can do it.
You gotta love a motherfucker that's like, bro, you should fight them.
Yeah. And I'm like, yeah, you're right. I'll show them what I got. So I climbed the fence and I got just kicked out. Like the Ron Wyatt story where it's like, he wasn't asked to leave.
They put me in public.
They literally, it's two guys, literally, the rodeo clown coaxed me into coming over to him while two guys came and grabbed me and they carried me out and threw me out. And I left my cooler
like
inside.
a bull, bro. So the rodeo clown literally drew you in like a bull.
Yeah. In front of like.
Was he in a barrel?
Literally in front of like.
Did you charge him like a bull?
No.
Like, was he like,
No.
in a
I thought
barrel?
I
And you were
won.
like,
I thought I was so close to get. He's like, hey, you got it. And so like then they called me over there. These two guys grabbed me up, literally by one arm on each. They picked me up. My legs are dangling, dude, like a little toddler.
oh God, that's embarrassing,
It's
bro.
humiliating. So they threw me out, left my cooler in there, the chick that I was with. And
Oh, no.
so I'm mad, I'm drunk. So I'm throwing all my belongings at them, my pocket knife, my wallet,
Not open,
my
you
lighter.
just threw it
No, I'm
closed.
taking, I was like, well, you got all my shit in there. Here, take everything I got. And so they ended up knocking me out. I wake
Wait,
up.
they knocked you out?
Yeah.
Just,
I don't remember. But I know I just woke up at this chick's house.
oh God.
And she was sweet. I said, you want to come to my show? We do a lot of drugs that night and drink. and she ends up kicking my ass in traffic in Dallas, Texas. It's on the news.
Wait. Let's not just gloss over that. You just and then she kicks my ass in traffic. Hold the fuck up. How did we get to that point?
Okay, so she was cool. She was really nice.
Yeah.
So she wants to drive. We're gonna like take turns driving. It turns out to be like I take a 20-minute shift and I sleep for 20 minutes. I wake up, she's like yelling, talking to the road while she's driving. I'm like, never mind.
I'll drive.
I'll just do it all. And so I was like, what the fuck is wrong with you? And she's like, I really trust you. And she's talking about this shit. She's like, I've had your phone playing music this whole time. I could have gone through it. And I'm like, you can go through it. She's like, what? She's like, no guy's ever said that to me before. But in my mind, it's like, what does it matter? You can go through my phone. But in her mind, she took it as something else. So we created this bond there that I didn't really know. Right?
Oh, yeah.
So time goes on. We blow a tire.
Now.
And this is how I knew she was kind of rich, because we blow a tire and she's like, don't worry, I'll call AAA. I'm like, bitch, shut the fuck up.
AAA?
Like, yeah, we don't have time for that.
Oh, fancy.
But I had already blown my spare tire. I forgot. All right? So, like, we're on the side of the road, and I, like, got this shit jacked up. And I'm like, I don't want to have to tell this bitch that we're going to have to call AAA when I've just made this whole speech about the shit.
We don't need AAA. I'm a man. I'm a man.
So all of a sudden, this little Mexican guy shows up in this Toyota Tacoma, this little single cab, and he's like, talking to me. You know how they do. And he's like, well, okay.
Jesus Christ. What did I say the rules were?
Okay. I just don't know I don't know the language.
I specifically told him, don't say anything racist, sexist, or homophobic. And we've already had something racist.
In my defense, the way I talk, everything sounds racist. It doesn't matter.
Well, that's true.
Like I order let me get a chimichanga. I was like, oh,
they're
this
like,
fucking
Jesus
piece
Christ,
of shit.
look at this.
Aryan Brotherhood, motherfucker. Okay.
That's true.
Okay.
That's true. Okay.
So this guy was really nice, Javier. I don't know. So he comes up and he's like, going to take us to this tire shop. And so we're exhausted. We've done coke all night. So we drank all night. We hadn't slept none. So we get in this little single cab truck. I'm in the middle. She's over here. She's laying on me asleep. Javier's shifting gears in this stick shift. Like, takes us to this tire shop. They fixed my truck tire for free.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it was super nice. Come back. I give him like
and you're over here
$20.
making fun of him. That's nice.
No, I love him. He was super sweet.
Okay.
Shout out.
Way to make fun of
you,
his accent.
Julio, if you're out there.
I thought you said it was Javier.
Jose. Oh, yeah, Javier.
Jesus Christ.
All right, so we take off, right? We're going down the road. I'm driving again. She's grading papers on her computer. And she's playing the song.
So she's a teacher.
I'm not going into all that, man. So I already got in trouble for this one time this week. So
nobody watches this.
Okay. I thought the same thing about the other one. So I'm driving, and I'm like tired of listening.
By the way, one of the Mexicans in the chat go, oh, man, Tio Javi, I miss him.
Yeah, dude, that's my boy, man. Mamacita chula. So I'm driving, all right, and she's like, listen to this other thing, and I don't want to listen to two things at once. And so I turn my shit down. She's like, oh, if you're not listening to it, I'm going to play a song. She starts grabbing my phone out of my lap, playing a song. Put it back in my lap, playing a song. Put it back, playing it, back and forth. So I get pissed. So I pull over, and I'm a dick about it. I've had no sleep, trying to get the fuck. So I'm like, hey, give me your fucking phone. So I connect her phone to the Bluetooth. I'm like, now you can play your shit from your phone, right? Cool.
So you're a dick about it, but you solve a problem at the same time.
I get back on the road. She cuts the radio off. She's like, that was shady as fuck. I was like, what do you mean? And she's like, that was shady. It's like you don't want me on your phone all of a sudden. It's like you're hiding something. I'm like, bitch, what happened to the whole Martin Luther King speech you made earlier about you trusted me? Hello? And so she's like acting weird about it. And I was like, I'm pissed. I'm exhausted. I don't feel like dealing with it. So I was like, also, what would I have to hide from you on here? Like, we're not even like a thing. And she's like, yeah? She's like, are you trying to tell me that you're talking to other bitches? Yeah. Duh. So she slaps me, which is absurd. Way out of left field. So I pull over again. Okay? And I'm like, hey.
You can't be slapping me, bitch.
I'm
while
like, don't put your
driving.
fucking hands on me.
Yeah.
Straight up, she goes, well, why not?
Like, that's a valid fucking question.
I don't even know how to
I
answer.
was gonna say, it's like, okay, first of all, that's a stupid fucking question, but how do you answer that?
So literally, I say, I don't know, but I don't like it. So don't do it anymore, please. So to that, she slaps me 3 more times. So I'm pissed.
Not once. Not
No, 3 times.
twice.
No shit.
Like, was it like pop, pop, pop?
No, it was
Or-
like pop, pop, pop.
Damn, she slapped you like a cat.
So I get out.
She slapped you like
I'm in
she was like,
shock.
pop, pop, pop. Like
I'm in shock. I get out of the truck.
bro.
I'm pissed. I'm like, oh.
You're shadow boxing on the tailgate. Bitch, I'll pop, pop, pop. That.
So I'm like, all right. So I try to get out there. I do some woo sauce. I calm down.
You're like what was that? Bad Boys. You're like Martin, or no? Was it the Captain? Woo-sa, woo-sa, rubbing your ear and shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I get back in the truck and I'm like, yo. I was like, don't look at me. Don't talk to me. I was like, I'm taking you to the hotel. All right. Call your dad. Get him to get you an Uber, a hotel, a flight, and get back to fuck wherever you came from. Right? Cool. She's
We're
like,
done.
bet. I was like, bet. And she's like, fuck you. I was like, fuck you. Cool. So I'm driving, right? I'm back on the road. And she's over there on the passenger window like this. All right? And she's like looking out the window and she's pouting.
Yeah.
So I
Hoping you'll feel
turned
sorry for him. Be like, I'm sorry you slapped me.
So I
Because that's
turned-
such a woman thing to do.
Yeah.
Make you apologize for something that she did.
Yeah. So I
Sorry,
turned some
ladies.
music on.
Yeah.
Like 15, 20 minutes goes by. She rolls over. Well, she shakes a few times. Like, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So then she turns over and she
Trying to get you to.
cuts the music off like kind of gently this time. And she goes, are you serious? And I was like, what do you mean? And she's like, I really can't come to the show with you?
Sorry. Someone in chat goes, and that's how Dustin got engaged.
Close.
Bro, that'd be a great punch.
Close.
And that's the story of my engagement.
That's how I met your mother.
Bro, that's a fucking. We gotta write that down. That's
So-
fucking funny. Well
Swear to
done,
God,
Cisco.
bro. Swear to God. She's like, are you serious? And I was like, what do you mean? And she's like, I can't come to the show with you tonight. And I'll turn into like Billy Mays. I'm like, oh, not only that, but wait, there's more. I say, I don't ever want to fucking see you again. I was like, don't talk to me. I said, what are you doing right now? And she's like, got mad. All right. And so we're getting on to
God.
the interstate, like in Dallas, or like we're going down this on ramp and it's just like a curve. And so she just starts whooping my ass and she's punching me. And like, there's
So
this-
you tell her I never want to see you again as you're getting on the freeway. You're like, not only are we done,
yeah, and
bitch,
we're going
I
around the
never-
roundabout thing. You know, it's
Yeah,
like,
like the U-turn, and then you're getting on the
and
freeway.
it's pouring rain. All right.
Okay.
So she starts punching me and like, there's a sick part inside of me. Like the first few punches, like the slaps were weak, but
Yeah.
the punches, I mean, they were fucking good.
Mhm.
And so it's kind of hot. And I was like,
You're kind of getting a boner, but
shouldn't
you're
like
getting
this.
mad.
Shouldn't like this.
You're
So
like, why am I
I'm
hard?
kinda like
why
trying
am
to-
I hard right now?
I'm trying to like navigate. So like my truck tires are really bald anyways.
Uh-huh.
And I'm on a fucking spare in the back. And so like I start going sideways down this roundabout. We literally are like completely sideways to the point I thought we were gonna wreck into this wall when we got down. And we go completely straight. I fixed it, dude, like Tokyo Drift. I swear, she's beating my ass. So we get to the end and I straighten it up and we stop for a second. And the car's behind the stop. And I'm like, whoa. And I look at her and she's like looking at me. She's shocked. And I'm like, that was kind of cool. And she goes, swear to God, she goes, that was kind of cool. Straight back into whooping my ass. So then we're stuck in traffic. We merge into traffic, bro. Swear to God. So
my God,
we
bro.
merge into traffic. She keeps going. And I'm thinking she's going to stop, but she wanted me to hit her. And I wouldn't hit her back. So
Smart.
she's in my face. She's spitting on me. She's like, hit me back. And I really
You're like,
want
no,
to.
both of us aren't coming.
Right, yeah. So I wouldn't do it. It made her madder. So it got to the point where she's literally leaning in the back of the passenger seat. She's kicking me in the face. And she broke my pinky. I literally at one point hold my pinky up. It's sideways. And I'm like, yo,
God,
you know? And she
damn.
goes, oh, you fucking pussy. And I'm like, bitch, you're crazy. I'm like, just busting. Like, all right. So I'm like, okay, this is absurd. So the guy next to me in traffic, he sees it going on. He sees her kicking my ass. So you see that he thinks like it is what it is. Every time I tell it, people are like, what did you do? What did you? So this guy's looking over here like, what's this motherfucker doing this bitch? She's kicking my ass for 20 minutes straight. We're stuck in traffic. So at first he's looking like, I got to get out and do something about this guy.
I got to take care of this dude.
But then he sees what's going on, and then he's like, oh my God, I need to do something about this bitch. And then he sees like she's kicking me in the face. He's like, ah. He hits the brakes and like backs up.
Well, okay, pause. What would you do?
Same thing.
You'd be like, hey, you're on your own.
It's like that Kevin Hart.
Yeah.
Help me.
You're like,
I check out, bro. I literally
yeah.
check out. It was like, it's truly a shock. It's the only time I've ever been in shock in my life. Like,
Really?
I'm no joke. Jokes aside, it's hilarious. This is so funny. But like, I really just went in shock because I'm like trying to catch these feet coming in. My pinky's broke. She's kicking me in the face. And I think, I literally pulled I have a pistol on this magnet under the dash. I even pulled it out and like dumped all the bullets out of it and threw it in the back because I was like, I'm
You're
going
like,
to
I'm gonna shoot
bitch.
this bitch. Yeah.
So we get out of traffic and I pull over the side of the interstate and I get out and I was like, yo, you can have this shit. And she's like, what do you mean?
Oh shit.
What's going on?
Oh, I'm just fixing this. Keep going. You're good.
Oh, so I'm like, you can have this. And she's like, what do you mean? I was like, I got to go. And she was like, where are you going to go? I was like, away from you. And she's like, why, you want to
Crazy
hit
bitch.
me? I was like, bitch, I wanted to hit you 30 minutes ago. Like, now I want to kill you.
Right.
You know, and I can't do that. Like, I can't kill you because then I would have to kill myself because I'm cute as shit. Like, I'm not going to prison the
We
rest
just
of my
talked
life.
about this yesterday.
Yeah, I'm not getting fucked the rest of my life because of you.
No.
And I said, if I am, I'm going to kill you slow. Like, I'm going to cut you up out here with my pocket knife on the side of the interstate. I got to go. It's dull, bitch. You don't want that. I got to go. So I literally left my truck, all my shit in it, and I crawled up this 20-foot fucking concrete wall on the side of the Dallas interstate, crossed 2 more lanes of traffic, walked up a 5-foot fucking wall, and I walked down to this Best Buy. It's pouring rain, bro. I lay down on the sidewalk like this, all right? And like, it's pouring rain. I don't even give a fuck anymore. So I'm at the Addison Improv. I called Jesse.
So you're performing that night.
Yeah. Oh, I'm literally like an hour away. So I called Jesse, and I was like, hey, man, can you come pick me up? Because Jesse's the only person in the world that has my location. And he's like,
How?
I'll tell you that next.
Oh shit.
So he's like, bro, what the fuck are you talking about? I'm setting up merch already. And I was like, yeah, you're right. Cool. So I hung up. I didn't want to tell him what was going on.
Yeah, I'm getting my ass beat in traffic,
By
bro.
a chick.
So
I just
you
kept
don't want to
laying
tell
there.
a comic that. Oh
No, I
god.
just kept laying there, bro, singing the Sarah McLachlan song, like, it's in the arms of an angel.
Please take me, Jesus.
Dude, people are like, there's like BLM running out with like flat screens by me, like stepping over me, like, what the fuck is this dude doing? Like, what the fuck?
People are dropping dollars on you, thinking you're homeless and shit. Here you go, homie.
So-
You'll bounce back.
You got this, bro.
You'll recover, man.
So all of a sudden, Jesse calls me back, and I don't answer, and he texts me. He's like, dude, Addison's wondering where the fuck you're at. I was like, oh my God. So I call the chick back, and I'm like, yo, what the fuck you got going on? And she's like, fuck you. I hope you die. My dad got me this Uber. I'm on the way to this hotel. Blah, blah, blah. I was like, hey. I was like, but you're not in my truck. She's like, no. I was like, cool. So I go running back out of my truck. All right, I crawl down the fucking wall. I get down there. She threw all my merch on the interstate. Dude, and guess what? Now traffic is full
Jesus
fucking force.
Christ.
I'm trying to play fucking Frogger in 5 lanes of traffic, picking up wet T-shirts and say I got my dick sucked at the Dustin Sims show that nobody's gonna buy.
Excellent merch, by the way.
So I get all this up. I go to the show. I go in. I'm soaking wet. I go in 10 minutes.
And
before
nobody stopped to help you, by the way. When you're gathering your merch and shit off the side of
Fuck,
the road.
you mad at me?
They're honking. Get out of the way, asshole.
I go in there. Jesse will tell you. I go in there soaking wet. 10 minutes before I go on stage, I walk in the green room. He's on his phone. He looks up. He says, "Oh my God." He's like, "Why didn't you shower?" And I was like, bitch, shower. I was like, fuck you.
I was fighting for my life.
So I started changing clothes I had in my backpack. The server comes in there. I was like, give me 3 doubles of Patron. She's like, 3 shots of Patron. I was like, bitch, I said 3 doubles. She brings them in. I take 3 doubles before I go up on stage. I go up. I try to do my set. My voice is hoarse because I've been yelling, fighting for my life.
Plus, getting punched in the throat doesn't help.
I sound like a Muppet. So I'm trying to do my set. No one's like, everyone's just up there like,
what the fuck is that? They let a homeless guy do fucking comedy?
Yeah. And
He's
so then I get
headlining?
mad.
You were
halfway
headlining,
through
right?
My set. Yeah. Oh, I'm the headliner. Jesse already went up and killed. Jesse crushed,
Funny.
which pisses me off. Anyways.
Yeah.
He crushes. And then I have to go follow that with like, and so they're like, what the fuck? So I
Bitch,
get
it's a
pissed.
microwave.
Yeah. For $25, a protection plan. Let me tell you about chipmunks. It's like, fuck. So then it's like, I'm 25 minutes into my set. I'm over it now. I just want to get the fuck off. I don't even care about any of this. So I'll just start cussing them out. And I was like, you know what? This ain't working. And so they kind of laugh at that. And I was like, yeah, fuck everybody here. I was like, I don't know if you know, I just got my ass beat in traffic for 25 minutes by this chick on the interstate. And they're laughing. And I'm like, no, I'm not lying. And so like I tried to tell them the story. And they're kind of laughing. I get off stage. I go back to the green room. I get some more Patron. And the server was like, oh my God, that story must have been true. You're drinking this much Patron. I'm like, yeah. Yeah, so look at my pinky. It's broke. So.
Did you show the crowd your pinky?
Huh?
Did you show the crowd your pinky?
Yeah. Like, there's no not showing them. They're just like sideways, it's black.
You're holding the mic. They're like, oh, he's just a fancy comic.
oh my God.
He tells fancy jokes.
Dude, so Jesse's in the green room at the show. He's like, we're doing the meet and greet. He said, hey, the chick's blowing my phone up. She's like, she's like, come to my hotel, fuck me one more time. And I'm like, oh my God.
Oh, you're like, yes, this is going to be the best sex ever. Oh my, and I know you did.
No, I couldn't.
Oh.
Jesse was like.
You would have, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
I know you would.
Duh.
That's the craziest shit ever about you.
So
you totally would.
Yes.
That's the problem.
No, yeah. Duh. I know the problem. What are you talking about?
See,
I know the problem. It's a solution.
There's no way I would ever do that. I've never had angry or makeup sex. Like, I've never had sex like right after a fight or in the middle of a fight. There's no. If I'm mad at you, I don't want to fuck you while I'm mad at you. Yeah, with a crazy woman. No.
Bro, they'll see
no
your dick
way.
from the back, dude. I took so much Adderall one time. So like, Adderall like is like the opposite of Viagra. Like it makes your dick go backwards. And I took so much Adderall. Well, it does me. People have different stuff. But it made my dick go so far back. My dick
I need
was
to
hanging
get off
out
the
my
Adderall.
This bitch sucks it from the back.
She's like, I'm gonna eat your ass. No, you're not. You're gonna give me a blowjob.
Yeah.
You just don't know it yet. You just don't know it yet.
Hey, it was like,
why did I just gag? You're like,
dude,
Adderall, bitch.
So Jesse's like in the green room. He's like seeing it unfold. He's like, hey, no. He's like, you can't do that.
You wanted to.
So he took my keys. He's like, you're gonna come with me. We're not doing that. So he takes me to this hotel, and it was really, I love Jesse. He's like my older brother, really sweet. This is the cutest fucking thing ever. So like he takes me to this random hotel. I don't even know where I'm at. He puts me in this, checks me in this room. He's like tucking me into bed, dude. And he's giving me like 3 Advil PM. He's like, do not leave this room. That's the last thing I remember. He's like, don't. He's like, take these. And I'm like, I don't have any water. And so he goes and gets a little faggot coffee cup.
Hey. It's too late now. God damn it.
He gets the plastic coffee
do
cup.
not say the R word. I swear to God.
I won't say that.
Oh my God, he will.
I
I'd
won't.
have to tell him.
I wish you
do
hadn't said
not.
it. Okay, I'm not.
I know. That's why I said it, because I know you will.
Scrap. Everything's okay now.
Okay.
Actually, better yet.
That doesn't take. You can't unring the bell, Dustin. Keep going.
All right. So he got me this really cool plastic cup that people use for the coffee makers that people wash their underwear in. So
I need to get a delay like we're on radio. It's just like a dump button.
So he fills it up with water. I take these and I die. Well, I wake up at like 4 in the morning. My pinky hurts and it's like fucked up. Like it's just not. I've done nothing to it. It's like black. It's folded over, and I'm like, oh my God. So I go down to the front desk. I'm in like these gym shorts, and it's like Mexican dude behind the desk. It's a nice hotel, and I go down and he's like, hey. I was like, you got some tape? He's like, tape? I was like, yeah. And he's like, what? Like, I was like a first aid tape. And I hold my hand up. He's like, no. And I looked and he had Scotch tape back there. And I was like, can you give me some of that? And he's like, what? I was like, that. And so he gives me the Scotch tape roll. And so I just take the little roll off the thing and I just start wrapping it around and I bite it. And I just like, all right, we're good, bro. You're the fucking MVP. And then he gave me an apple. It was really cute. I was like, I'm not the fucking witch from Snow White, dog. So I go up and I crash. All of a sudden, I wake up the next morning and the hotel phone is ringing, which is so creepy. That's never happened before.
No,
like,
no one
my
ever
God,
calls the
who
hotel
is
phone.
this?
Yeah.
I don't have relatives staying here.
Right.
So I'm like, what's up? And Jesse's like, it's me. I was like, how did you get this number? He's like, bitch, I put you there.
I know your room number,
like,
dumbass. I called them.
He's like, come downstairs. He's like, I'm out front. He's like, you're not going to believe this. So I go downstairs. We're in the lobby. And he's like, you know, you tell a lot of stories, and I think you like embellish on them. He's like, but this one, he's like, you're straight up, bro. He's like, that bitch beat your ass. And I'm like, yeah. And I'm showing him my hand. My ribs are like blue. My face is kind of fucked up. And I'm like, yeah. And he's like, no. He's like, somebody recorded you in traffic. And he's like, you only told that story to like 70-something people at the show last night. And he's like, one of them there sent me this video this morning. He's like, it's on TikTok. It was just on TikTok at the time. And it had like 30,000 views. And it's this chick just fucking kicking my ass in the truck. It's got my tag on it, bro. And I'm like, oh my God. So I'm like mortified. And he's like, don't worry about it. No one's going to see it, right? Did they play it on the Dallas news? Because they thought I had like, it was like an abduction. They thought I kidnapped
She was trying to escape.
this chick. So then my tag number's on it, bro. It goes viral on Facebook, 7.4 million views. The next day, my ex-wife sends it to me. I'm doing a show at the fucking strip club in Houston.
Oh, that show that we
Ocean's
did.
Cabaret.
Yes.
No, I did one before that. This is one of the.
Oh.
No, actually, maybe it was. I don't know. No,
Was it?
That was
No.
the second one.
Yeah, okay. That was the one where the two girls took that picture with you. all
I'm
naked.
there. My ex-wife sends me this video. She's like, there you go, dumbass. Well, then my tag goes viral. My brother's a cop.
Oh
They
my
send cops
God.
to my house because they thought I like kidnapped my ex-wife.
This is when you still lived in Alabama.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so then my mom's blowing me up. She's like, who is this bitch? I'm going to go kill her whole family. I'm like, okay. Everyone saw it. Everything he said, don't worry about it. Literally everyone said, did you tell everybody that you know? But it was insane. It went viral on everything. It was hilarious. Everywhere I went, I was so sick of that truck. And like there was beer like splattered everywhere in the truck. It fucked up my touchscreen radio. It fucked literally everything in that truck was fucked up. And I had put like 200,000 miles on it in like 2 years because I just drove it everywhere.
Yeah.
So it was
Bro.
like in November. I got divorced in like I guess October. I was like, I'm just gonna let the shit go. I'm from Alabama, dude. Like I don't know if you've ever just decided you're just gonna let something go. It's kind of fucking cool. Like it's exhilarating because you know what I'm talking about. Like let something. Have you ever had anything repossessed?
No.
Okay. Well, when I was a kid in fourth
Dude,
grade,
I have an 830 credit score. What are we talking about?
pause. Prior to the 830 credit score, even before that,
What are we
before I
talking
even had a credit score,
Mhm.
when I was in fourth grade, when I learned where I was at on the economic level, like you don't know you're poor until like you have a scenario or a situation where you're like, oh, no one else, okay, I'm in fourth grade and no one else's class is talking about their lamps getting repossessed by a guy named Aaron in a van. Okay?
At Rent-A-Center.
Yeah. Dude, Aaron's was pulling up at our house. I would get off the school bus. Aaron's van would be sitting in the driveway waiting to shake us down. And so,
You're
like,
I'm reading a book.
No,
Sorry.
I would let them in. They would come and take our lamps. And, like, straight up, my mom was a G about it, too. It's hilarious. She worked the system. My mom was a G, though. So she's like, don't let them in unless I'm there. And so, like, one day I was like, all right. So I get off, and I was, like, really non-confrontational. So I'm, like, walking by the fan. So I get in the house, and I like lock the door, and they're like trying to get in, and they can't get in. And so like my mom shows up, and she like walks right by them too the same way. And so they come knock on the door. She's like, "Oh hey, what's going on?" They're like,
We're here for
the lamps, right? And I'm like, I don't know who Aaron is, but I know he don't fuck around. All right, it's like
Aaron wants
this is white trash like mob shit, dude. Aaron, So like they'd come in. I swear to God, they literally came in and took 2 lamps and 2 end tables one time, and they were carrying them out in the truck. And my mom watched them take them all the way to the truck, watched them close the hatch, get back in the truck, and she go running out in the yard. And she's like, "Hey, hey, those are our light bulbs. We paid for those." I swear to God, she made them stop and get out and get the light bulbs. I swear to God.
I'm gonna pass out.
I swear to God.
I'm getting lightheaded. I haven't even drank yet.
No, I swear to God.
Oh my God!
Oh.
Speaking of, goddamn, we got a drink, bro.
What do you have?
Oh my God. Okay. If you like rye, this is a really good rye whiskey. It's William Price. It's a distiller here in Houston. It's like a $60 bottle of rye. This is some Glenfiddich 12-year-old Scotch.
Had that. Yep.
This is my whiskey. It's a Prideful Goat straight rye whiskey. It's a single barrel pull. Berry on deck whiskey. It's good. It's a rye, but it's good. There's this Uncle Nearest, which we hadn't cracked yet. I got this for Jerry Wayne Longmire, but we didn't open that. Jack Daniels, because I know you're from Alabama. I know it's Tennessee.
I don't even like Jack.
I know it's Tennessee, but
I'm a wild turkey guy, but
it's the same thing.
Pause.
Huh?
This is yours?
Yes.
You have whiskey.
Yes. Right there. Berry on deck.
This is making sense. All that everything's making sense now.
Here, you want to try some?
Yeah, I want. Yeah, this is what I want. What are you talking about? All right. Why wouldn't you just have this on?
Try it. You might not like it because you said you don't like rye that much, huh?
Mm-hmm. If I said that was lying, no, that's good.
You like it?
Yeah.
It's rye whiskey is good. I like it. I didn't like it at first, but I like a good rye.
You like the bullet rye?
Yeah.
I mean, I know
especially like with an old.
competitor. I didn't know you had a fucking whiskey all of a sudden. So that's fucking crazy.
Especially look at you, okay. Especially with like an old fashioned, it's really good. And
I don't
then
even
try
like-
this next. After you drink that one, try this next.
Well,
It's
better
really
not have
good.
too much. All right.
Yeah, you got to drive, bro. So he already drank a whole ass bottle of Wild Turkey 101.
Lies.
This is how you get your ass beat on the freeway. Go ahead.
All right. So I'm used to
Those are
things.
light bulbs is the fucking best. Please tell me you've told that story on stage.
I have once, I think. Yeah.
Did it kill?
It did okay. I can't remember where I did it at. I think it was in Toccoa, Georgia. So like, it was just so relatable there that they were just like,
oh yeah, I
yeah.
get that.
Did you get your light bulbs back?
Well, of course.
Did they fucking bring them back?
You're like, well, they're just like, yeah, no shit.
Bro,
That's so funny.
Straight up, best crowds in Toccoa, Georgia. Worst dental plan in Toccoa, Georgia. Bro. Straight up, dude. And I can say that. I've got 3 missing teeth. But anyways, so I'm used to things, dude. Like I got my little brother an Xbox when I moved out. Like I was so used to our stuff getting repoed. Like so, I gave it to him. And it was a white one. I wrote on there in Sharpie, not for sale or not for resale or pawn. And so like he opens it up. It's like Mom's got the fucking camcorder. Oh my God, what the fuck? Why does it say that? I was like, I don't know. I guess they just do that now.
That's how they come from the factory.
So, anyways,
Bro,
my
you
truck's
have.
not worth.
I'm telling you, dude. And we've done this before. You and I sit around, and I really just listen to your stories. And I've told you this because, I mean, shit. We spent a fucking whole weekend in Chicago, and I kept telling you, do you tell this story on stage? You'd be like, no, and I'm like, bro,
I'm bad about that. No,
you're literally sitting on a whole new hour of material,
you're right.
and you won't do it.
I don't know why.
I know why.
Why?
You don't want to hear it, but I know why.
Tell me why.
Because you're comfortable.
Probably. That's good.
Probably.
Maybe so. Yeah.
Maybe.
Allegedly. I don't know. I'm very processed.
100%.
I hate public speaking. I think even like
Oh, the stand-up comic hates public speaking.
I do, but I didn't get into it until like Rocky came on our pod when I had like the F-bomb pod,
Mhm.
and he was making fun of me the whole time because I had like notes and everything's prepared. He's like, "What the fuck are you doing?" And I was like, "I had just questions for you." He's like, "That's gay." And so he pushed it off.
Rocky
he's
Dale
like-
Davis is what he's talking
Oh,
about.
Rocky Dale Davis.
Yeah.
I love him to death. So he came on our pod. He pushed it off. He's like, "Just be you." He's like, "You're funny."
You tell him how this started. He texts me. He goes, "What's the topics for today?" I was like, "What the fuck are you talking about? We're just gonna click go live, motherfucker, and start talking. What do you just organic?
I like
He
that.
goes, I love it.
Yeah, I like it. I feel better that way because
Yeah.
when there's like I don't feel it.
Structure.
I don't fit
What
really. I don't
structure?
fit in a narrative. I don't think.
No.
But yeah, I met Rocky, and we talked on the pod, and he's like, "You're way better this way." He's like, "When you had all your little notes and shit, everything." He's like,
Just go with the flow.
He's like, "Just be you. It's cool." He's like, "And you write in a way that's like stand-up oriented." He's like, "You punch up stories." He's like,
Yeah.
"Do it." And I was like, "Okay." And so then he's like, "I'm going to use you to sell tickets." He's like, "I'll teach you stand-up. I'll get you in places that you should not be." He said, "It's your job to do well and to make these connections when we go. We're not friends." He said, "I won't help you again." He said, "And if somebody
I don't
bigger
like
calls,"
you?
no, he told me. He said, "If somebody bigger calls, I've never heard of
Fuck
you.
you.
I don't know who you are. You don't exist." And I was like, "We're kind of friends." He's like, "No, we're not." And so like that was my goal, dude. And so we traveled together. And so we would go to like the first time we came to San Antonio or Dallas, I'm like, "Show me around to the tourist sites." He's like, "You're so fucking gay." And so like he's like walking around the city. "That's the Alamo."
Stupid ass.
We were in Dallas. He's like, "That's where JFK got shot." I'm like, "Are you this mad always, bro? Are you fucking?" So like, we toured for about a year and a half, and I kept trying to like break him.
By the way, cheers, bro. Thanks for doing the show.
Dude.
Thanks for
dude,
doing this.
Great.
This is
This
fun.
is you should take everything off this table, but this like you should only promote that and fuck everything else.
Good shit, huh?
It's really
Oh,
good.
it was only a single barrel, so
They only had one.
yeah, well, it was so the Prideful Goat is a brand, and my buddy Christopher Hart, well, he used to own it. He doesn't anymore, but he used to own the brand, and he invited me to come out. He goes, "You want your own brand?" And I was like, "Yeah." So he goes, "Come out. We'll do a single barrel. You can invite 6 of the deckheads. Y'all will come out. I'll pull 6 barrels out or 5. Yeah, it's Barry on deck. They're the deckheads."
Oh.
So he goes, was it 5 or 6? So we did like a lottery or something like that, and we got 6 of us went out, and he pulled 5 barrels, and we did a tasting, and we all kind of graded it, and then we picked the barrel that we wanted, and they bottled it, and then they put it in Specs Liquor all over the city.
No.
And yeah,
That's
we
cool
only
as
got.
fuck. Why
Yeah.
don't you talk about that more?
I mean, I promoted it when it happened, but it was like, dude, I'm the worst promoter of my
Me
own
too.
shit.
No, me too.
Trust me.
No,
I do shit, and people are like, "How come I didn't know about that?" I'm like, "Cause I'm awful at this."
Yeah, same. No, I don't like selling.
And what's crazy is I'll give somebody advice on how to promote it. And they're like, "That's great advice."
Literally, it's really cute because you went like through 2 others. Like, if I had,
And yeah.
and like if I had my own, bro, and like that's my shit though, and like I feel like that's kind of your thing too. And then the cigars, like, bro, that would have been my shit. Like,
Yeah.
throw
Well,
all this other shit off the table. I wouldn't even gave me an op or Jerry Longmire who didn't even open his bottle.
yeah.
Piece of shit.
That Uncle Nearest is really good. Have you ever had that?
I've had an uncle before, but not near.
Well.
He's been pretty near.
But you got to try that next, and then the Uncle Nearest, and
I'll
then
try.
and then you got to go to Water because you got a long ass drive.
All right.
Just kidding. I'm not your daddy.
So
Okay, so real quick, let's revisit before we get back to the viral thing. You won't do these stories because you're in a spot where you feel pressure. You're a headliner. You're really well known. For those of y'all that don't know Dustin's story, if I recall, last time we had you on the show, I think we talked about it a little bit, but you were working at Toyota?
a Honda.
Honda.
Same
So you were working at Honda, and you were, I think, you were always kind of a.
I was there for 9.5 years.
Yeah.
I built up like the dash, everything you see, like the speedometer, like what you call it, it's combi meter, the navigation, the radio, the skin, literally anything you see in front of you, I put it in all the way down to the wire harness. I could take it all out, take it apart. I could take a whole Honda.
Man, before you leave, will you wire in my dash cam?
I could
so
literally take it all apart. If
I got
you gave me a
I got a
white stick,
2018 Accord. I need you to fucking
a
wire
white
my
stick,
dash
a
cam.
10, and a Phillip fucking and on a Makito dog, and a white stick, bro, and you're done. I take that whole shit apart.
So he was working there, and you would at lunch or at breaks, he would go into his car, truck, or whatever, and you would make videos.
Yeah.
Just tell funny stories or rant or do shit with a filter, and you started posting them, and you went viral.
Yeah.
And he went viral, and he blew up, and you've got, I mean, you're almost at 1 million followers on Facebook.
I did that for a very short period of time. Like that happened I started, and it only lasted maybe for like a month or two where I was doing that. I was just doing it every day, just making fun of people in the parking lot at work. Because I rode with my father-in-law to work, and he got to work an hour before me, but I didn't have a license for whatever. And then also, he was the type
That's
of
another
guy.
story
He's
for the
old
stage,
school.
I'm sure.
Yeah, I've literally not had a license more than I've had a license in my life. So I lost my license when I was like 17. So, anyways, he would get to work an hour early.
I feel like we just need to start every Wednesday is just gonna be Dustin's story time.
Hey, I could go for
I feel
days.
like we could go through Christmas and never repeat a story and do 3 hours
I could go
every
for days.
Wednesday. Oh, I know.
So he got to work an hour before me, and he got to work an hour early. So I was there 2 hours prior to where I was supposed to be. And I used to would go in and sit in the cafeteria, and I wanted to fucking shoot myself. And then it got to the point where I thought about shooting other people. And I was like, well, that's not cool.
Right.
So I was like, I'll just sleep in the truck. So I'll bring a pillow. I'll lay out in the truck. That didn't work because it was hot. And he didn't trust me with the keys, which I totally understand now. So,
because you don't have a license.
yeah. So I started recording people when they would walk by the truck. I had the windows down in this Ranger.
Yeah.
And like I would just make fun of people when they walk by. I'd give them a voice. I would give them a personality because we parked. He was like OCD. He'd park on the same row every day. And like a lot of people parked on the same row every day so they wouldn't lose where their car is. It's like a
Is it OCD?
Imagine like...
Fuck, I just found out I'm OCD. Shit.
Well, imagine like a factory where there's 4,000 people working on each shift, and there's 2 shifts and there's 2 plants. So there's like 8,000 people. It's bigger than Six Flags.
Yeah.
The parking lot's like, it's like an amusement park parking lot. Now, so like...
But it was in Alabama, so it was 16th.
Yes.
Sorry.
No, you're fine. So people were walking by. It's the same guys every day.
Stupid. That was so hack.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
So it's like Jesse's so hack. So I'm filming these people coming by, and I'm giving them their personality. And so every day it's like, oh, here's this guy. I give him a voice. I give him this, and like he hated his wife. This person hated this, and like, or this person was too happy. And like I did that for like 2 months, and people were like, this is fucking hilarious. You should post this. And it was just on my Snapchat. So then one day, I took my wife to this Backstreet Boys concert, and I made a video on my Snapchat while I was there, and everyone was talking about how gay it was. And so the next day I made a video. I was like, you thought it was gay. Here's why it's gayer than what you thought. And I was like, it was actually worse. And so I made this whole video about how it was honestly even gayer than what you thought. And it popped up, and everybody's like, post this on your Facebook. So I put it on my personal page on Facebook, and it got like 8 or 10,000 views, right? And I only had like 200 or 300 friends. It just kind of popped off, and I was like, oh, this is weird, and it was cool. So I made this other video like after it. I can't remember what it was about. I could go back and look, and it did well. But then I started having like this weird traffic coming to my personal page that I never had before, and I was new to this. And I just had my kids. My son was only like 3. My daughter was like 1. So this one guy commented on a picture of like my son when he was like a baby and was like, dude, post more pics of the kids. And like, dude, I figured out everything about this guy, like where he lived. I was like, dude, I will
murder your face.
Burn your whole house down, delete your family from existence.
Yes.
So like, it was weird, but I liked the videos, and I was like, well, I want to keep making those. So I made a comedy page, but I didn't tell anybody at work, and I was really secretive about it for like 2 or 3 months. And I got up to like 300 or 400 followers on there. It was slow rolling.
Wow, you're killing it. Bro, I'm fucking with you.
Yeah,
that's smart as fuck.
And I would share it into these groups.
Be like, check this dude
out. And
out.
I would put like just laughing emojis. I tried different captions, and I learned just literally like a couple of laughing emojis. It would get the most. People were like, oh, this must be funny. They would watch it. So I had a bunch start popping off. Well, it got up to I don't know, a few hundred. Well, some guy at work found it.
Keep going. I'm just, somebody said, I asked how the volume is, and somebody said, I'm maxed out on the volume. It's kind of low. Keep going.
No, you're good. I'm going to light this again.
Okay.
So I do the fucking groups, and hold on. This ain't scary. I'm going to burn myself.
In the wind, your beard catches on fire.
Fire.
Yeah, that'd be fucking great.
I've had some women make it feel like that.
Oh, dude.
Recently.
Keep going.
I'm just kidding.
Keep going.
No. So No, I do the videos. And some guy at work finds it and he comes and tells everybody on my line. Like, so it's like Honda's broke down in like zone, section, line, everything. So somebody gets back to my line that I have this page, and this dude comes up. He's like, "What is this?" And he shows it to me, and I want to shoot myself because it's only got a few hundred followers. And I'm like, "Oh, I almost deleted it." And I was like, "Nah, I'm just posting funny videos." And they're like, he's like, "They suck." And I'm like, "Yeah." And so people at work were like roasting me for a while. It's like literally 2 months later, I kept posting like twice a week. And I had one where like I really went to Walmart one time. I put my jacket on, and then I took my jacket off in the parking lot before I walked into Walmart. And like from the static, my daughter's panties were like stuck to the back of my shirt. And so I didn't know it until I got back to my car. So I made this story up about how like I'm on the condom aisle looking at shit, and this lady's like, "You're fucking disgusting," you know? And it's like, because I got these little girl panties, like little mermaid panties on my back. I made this bullshit story up. Like I literally had her panties on my back.
So that really happened, but the story didn't.
Yeah. So I made the story up, and it exploded. I was at Honda one night when it took off, and I watched it. It went from like 3,000 or 4,000 views to like 8 million views, like in like a night, bro. Like when we were at work, and everyone at work was like, "Yo, what the fuck is going on?" Blew my page up.
I quit.
Yeah. So everything went residual, and it like folded back to my catalog, my other videos that I had, and they took off. So then everyone shifted, and then like I jumped up like 30,000 followers in a week, and I got it all the way up to 110,000. I lost my page. I got it stolen by this fucking Arab guy. Whatever. I rebuilt it in like 2 months, and I started this podcast with this guy I met in a bar, and he stole a lot of money from me, and fuck him. But like that's how I met Rocky. Got on the road with him. He was a cunt, still a cunt. Love him to death. Huge cunt, and he would agree. He would like.
Do you message him now and try to talk? And he's like, "Hey man, I said fuck off."
I talked to him about a month and a half ago. I said I moved to Texas. I was like, "Would you be willing to do shows together?" He said, "Where at?" And I didn't text him back, and it was kind of just like I didn't mean to not text him back, but now it's kind of funny that I don't want to do it back just because it sounded like what he did to me. But no,
you should have said, "Just kidding, motherfucker. We're not friends." That's what you should do.
We did a show.
I don't need you, bitch.
The Comedy Catch.
Yeah, Chattanooga.
We
right?
sold out 5 shows at the Comedy Catch, and I had this one bit. And he's like, everything was insults from him. And it helped me like grow him because it's how I got my start. I told him I had 45 minutes, my first show, and we're at this refurbished strip club in North Carolina. He's like, "You're doing 45 minutes tonight?" I said, "I got 45 minutes. I practice in my kitchen like fucking 15 times." He said, "I bet you don't have 45 minutes. I was like, "I don't think that it's good, 45, but I got 45. He's like, "I bet you don't even have a decent 45. I bet you don't even touch the mic for 35. And I was like, "Bitch, bet." And I had my daughter's karaoke mic in the kitchen, practicing so many times. So we go and we're at this refurbished strip club. Dude, we have to move all the furniture in there, all the couches.
Yourselves?
Yes.
Yeah.
Like it's the fucking IKEA. The mic don't work. He goes up before me. He's a killer anyways. Like, yeah. He destroys. The mic, I go up on stage, he goes, "Oh, by the way," he slaps me on the back. He's like, "The mic don't work, but just talk loud. Use it as the aesthetic." I was like, "Well, I hope you die and everyone that you know gets cancer." Cool. So I like look at this crowd. I've never seen a crowd. It's like 100 people. We sold 100 tickets, which by the way only held 60 the room. And it's all there's people sitting on arms of couches. There's people sitting in people's laps. There's people standing in the back of the room. We had to offer a refund. No one took it. My first show ever. And so like, dude, I'm like a perverted auctioneer up there running through my set. I'm like, everything that I practice, I'm like,
just speeding through.
I can't look at anybody in the face. I'm looking over the crowd. But it's like such a rush because like I hate that. Like I hate that. And so I felt good when I got off stage. And so I get back in the back of the room and he comes up and he's like, he grabs the mic. He's like, "I'm going to go close the show." He's like, "What did you think about that?" I said, "Bro," I was like, "I fucking killed it." And he's like, "No." He said, "That's the worst thing I've ever fucking seen." He said, "Please never think that that's remotely okay. And don't ever say that that's comedy to anybody." And I was like, okay. All right.
Like, okay,
so after that, every show, he was just critiquing. It never was anything good. And so we finally made it to the Comedy Catch. I randomly...
Well, how long did you do? Was it 45?
No, it was 27.
So you had done 45 in the kit. That's exactly how it goes, by the way.
No,
that's
100%.
always how
I know
it
that
goes.
now. I did at the time. I didn't.
Yeah.
So we make it all the way to the Comedy Catch. I end up selling out 5 shows. And he's like, this venue I love. The owner loves me here. He's like, you sold out 5 shows. He's like, I don't know how. That's absurd. He said, we're going to kill it. He said, I'm going to try to help you any way I can. He's never gave me any compliment. And I had this one bit. And so he pulls me to the side before, it's like our third night there. It's like, we have 2 shows that night. It's the first show. He pulls me to the side. He's like, you've been doing really well with this bit. I love the premise. He's like, your writing's clean on it. He said, there's some things you could touch up. He said, but I have a line for you. He said, if you add it after this, I think it'll kill. And I said, he's never gave me anything positive. So I was like, oh my God. So he gave me this line. And so I go up on stage, and I'm usually, like, at that time, I was very zoned out when I was on stage. I would kind of just go through I had everything like memorized. It was very robotic. And like I learned over time that's why, you know, a lot of things, I had a lot of issues with that. So I got to that point and it hit me. I was like, oh my God, he told me this line. And so like I kind of came to life. And so like I delivered it well and it just crushed. And so like it was just like this big pause, like people were like just dying. And he's like, sit in it if you get it. It crushed. And so like I'm looking for him in the back of the room. He's usually in the back of the room, like literally the whole time he's usually in the back of the room like this. Like just giving me shit. I don't see him back there. So I got pissed. So I get off stage, we go out back, we do the meet and greet. He's outside in a rocking chair outside the comedy catch. He's smoking a cigar and he's like looking at his phone. I go up to him. He don't even look up at me. He's like still looking at his phone. And I was like, dude, I was like, I did that tag. He's like, yeah. And he's like, still looking at his phone. And I was like, yeah. He's like, how'd it do? I was like, it fucking crushed. He's like, yeah, I know, I wrote it. And I was like, I hate you. I hope you fucking die, dude. I was like, you're the biggest piece of shit. So we did a show in Austin. In San Antonio, and then we had to go to Austin. And I took this joint from a stranger. Like one of the fans gave me this joint. Rocky was driving this in this bullshit rental.
Yeah, you've done that a few times.
Whatever.
Hanging out with you.
So we get in the car. I was like, can we smoke in this car? And he's like, yeah. So I pull this joint out. And he's like, damn, you brought weed with you? I was like, no. I said, some guy gave it to me at the show. He's like, you took a joint from a stranger at the show? I said, yeah. And he's like, what the fuck is wrong with you? I said, well, I'm not smoking it in front of him. He's not going to fondle me. I was like, you going to fondle me? And he's like, don't do that. He's like, I shouldn't have to tell you that. He's like, I'm not going to tell you again. He's like, but like, you're grown. Like, figure that out. And so I get really stoned, and we're driving to Austin. And so like I get so high that I can't stand it, bro. And so like he's driving, and my ex-wife, she falls asleep in the back, and I can't sleep. And so I was like, what did you want to be before you thought you wanted to be a comedian? And he's like, I'm not doing this gay shit right now. And I was like, nah, talk to me, man.
That's why he hates you.
No, he hated me prior. So we keep going down the road, and I keep prying on him, and he won't do it. And so like we go, and like he's listening to this Jason Mraz song, and I hear him start singing under his voice. And so like I compliment him. I was like, bro, you can sing.
And he's like, shut the fuck up.
No, dude, he cracks. It's the only time he ever cracked. And he goes,
you think so?
He's like, well, he pauses for a minute. We keep driving. He goes, back in the day, growing up, I kind of wanted to be a singer. And bro, I lost it. I started laughing.
Of course, because you're high
so
as
hard.
fuck.
And he got so mad. I was like, Drew, you sound like shit. Like, dumb. Thank God you figured it out. But it was so funny because he finally broke, and I was like, "We're friends." And then you
shit on him.
But then The Rock shared one of his videos, and then he just never talked to me again.
That's so funny, dude. God, that's hilarious, dude. Oh my God.
Oh my God.
That's so funny. So, that's funny as fuck.
Oh, you cut me off? Are we done?
No, I'm not cutting you
What
off.
time
No,
is it?
bro, we got plenty of time. It's 3:30.
Oh,
We're
bro,
fucking good.
I gotta tell you about the repo. That's what I meant to get into.
Yeah, so we're good. We're good. I just want to get back to the whole why you won't do new shit on stage, because that's where we were at, and then we got into this. So what I think it is that because you're so I had brought up where you're at and your origin, because there's a lot of pressure.
Yeah.
Right? So you went viral.
It's like the Benjamin Button career.
Yeah. So, well, I mean, you went viral and you amassed this huge following really fast. And so you've got a lot of pressure on you. You didn't slowly build up, and you didn't get to, you know, get 3 hours of material and all that, right? You just went viral. You were thrown to the wolves, and you've never really.
And there's already a stigma too with like social media guys.
Right. You were a social media guy before you were a stand-up. You didn't start off at open mics doing 2 minutes, right?
Yeah.
You went viral.
I did 2 open mics and went to a strip club and did 45 minutes.
Exactly. And so now you're out and you're touring and you're doing these big tours with Chad Prather and Zach Rushing and you, and you know that's a lot of pressure.
Yeah.
And so you've got an hour, and that hour is tight and it's reliable.
Safe.
And it's safe and it'll never fail you.
Yeah.
And that's why you won't
I think so, probably.
do it.
No,
what
you're right.
what you need is exactly where you're at right now. Because I know people know you, right? And you know, that's obvious with your following and everything else. But I think you are in the perfect spot and opportunity right now, having left Alabama. You now live here in Houston, and you have the perfect opportunity to go to some of these clubs locally, the Secret Group or the Riot, or do some of these local shows. I see you on a couple of them, and I think that's great. But I think if you're doing the same jokes that you've been doing, you're fucking up.
No, you're right.
I think this is the opportunity for you to go, okay, tonight I'm going to tell the story about getting my ass beat on the freeway. Or tonight, I'm just going to do the story about my mom and errands and the light bulb and 3 other things that fills up the 10-minute spot that I have.
Princess
and
Diana.
if it goes great or if it doesn't go great, who gives a fuck? Because you're still going to go do your big tour and your big shows with Zach and Chad. And who are those 20 people going to tell at the Secret Group?
Yeah, you're right. No, you got to.
Because that's what I do, dude. Like, I mean, not that I'm in the same situation as you are. It's not even close. But I do the best ofs because that's my open mics. Because I fell into the same trap, right? For a while, I hit the road and I was touring. Not really touring. What you do is touring. What I did was work the road.
I haven't in a minute.
But I had gotten to a point where I was doing really well, right? And I kind of built up a reputation, at least here in Houston, where people are like, oh, he's good. And so what I didn't want to do is come back and eat shit in front of all my peers and then be like, oh, this is the guy that everybody says is good? He fucking sucks.
Yeah.
And so I didn't want to come back and try new shit in front of everybody, even at an open mic, dude.
Because you have that same thought. You're like, oh, it's just here. I don't want to do that here. But it's just like everywhere you go.
Right. So I would mix shit in on the road. I might write a new joke and throw it in a 45-minute set.
Damn.
You know what I mean? And that was okay, but that wasn't. But now what I do, and I love it, is I'll sign up for the Best of the Secret Group, which if you're not closing it out, it's 10 minutes. And that's my open mic. What the fuck did you do? Did you just burn your beard?
Do you see it?
They didn't see it. I don't have my glasses on, but that's
felt
fantastic. But I think don't do it in your mouth, bro. That's why.
I don't know how else to light it.
Maybe I should get you a water. What?
No, how else you light it, bro? You just light it before you put it in your mouth?
No, you do it like this, bro. You do it from the side, not directly in your face.
Oh, that makes sense.
You do it like this, like this.
Another thing, like you're right. Another thing too is
So do the have you signed up for any? Do you even go to the Secret Group or the Riot at all?
no, I was trying to.
So I'm gonna get you in touch with Steven Brandow.
He hates me.
Why?
Well, he doesn't hate me. He doesn't like me.
Why?
He says I don't do comedy. He says I do stories.
That's what comedy is, bro.
Well, he doesn't like it. But okay, but if you talk to him, maybe.
I'll talk to Steven. So what we'll do is we'll get you in the rotation where you can get on the best of, and you'll get a 10-minute set. And then I kind of use that as my open mic, where if I've written, because I've been really committed to working on new shit. And so I'll go there, I'll open with a joke that I know works, and I'll close with a joke that I know works.
What's one story that you think I should do?
That fucking errands bit, bro. that close that final line of hey, those are our light bulbs, dude. That's fucking hilarious. Now, of course, you'd probably have to punch it up a little bit, but write it out. And I mean, fuck, we could workshop. You don't need my help, but I mean, that's what comics do, right? You write the joke and then you run it by me or Jesse, or you go out and
It's
just
funny
do
because
it.
like it's.
But that's what you do, right? Like what? Most of your bits are how long? How what would you say if I asked you on average? Because I know for
2
me,
or 3 minutes.
Okay, so if they gave you a 10-minute set, you could open with a 2-minute to 3-minute bit. You could close with a 3-minute bit that you know worked. That gives you 4 minutes in between to try something.
You're right.
So that Aaron's bit, it gives you room. And even if you get done a little early, they're not gonna be like, "What the fuck? You got off at 9?" They're not gonna give a fuck. So then you take that, you record it on your phone, you go home and you punch it up and you fix it and you work on it. And then now you got a new joke. Now you got a new story. And then you just keep fucking now, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then the next time you go back, now you open with that.
Yeah.
And then you do a second joke in the middle and close with a joke that you know works.
Yeah.
Let's work on some new shit.
You're right. You're right in a sense. Some of it also is a lot of the stories like I tell like fluently like that are things that truly happen.
Mm-hmm.
So to me, it just feels like that's just like life, and I don't think of it.
Sure.
As, you know what I mean? So
Well, have you heard I did it on my dry bar special, and I used to do it. I do it a lot when I'm in the South, but that whole Tornado Alley bit.
Yes.
That's a true story. That really happened when I was in Duncan, Oklahoma. Like, I had been through a tornado, but I had never been in Tornado Alley. Swear to God, I'm sitting at the bar, the fucking siren goes off, and I'm like, what the fuck is going on? There's a dude, and I don't tell this part, but he had a tornado, he had a pager, and it goes off, and I'm like, what the fuck is that? He goes, oh, I'm cleanup. I'm like, bro, you got a fucking tornado pager? He goes, oh yeah, once the shit goes down, I gotta go clean it up. I'm like, this is fucking wild. You're the cleanup crew. You got a tornado pager. That's fucking wild. And then I'm like, because I didn't know what was going on. And they're like, well, go get in the tub. And I'm like, so like literally 70% of that story is true. But that's what comedy is. Comedy is always rooted in the truth. And then we punch it up and make the story funny. You know that because that's what you do. You tell stories and punch them up. So it's the same fucking thing.
Yeah, you're right. All right. You're
But,
right.
But take advantage of this time, dude, because you couldn't do it at home.
And I've been
because
off
every
for
time-
so long too. It's like it's a time too that I can.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. There's what I mean. What
Because
else?
you can't do it on the road with Chad and Zach.
yeah,
There's
and
an
it's-
expectation.
Yeah, and now this what do I have?
You can't do it when Jesse books you on Jesse's shows because there's an expectation. But if you hop on a local show at the Riot, or if you hop on a show wherever else, especially when you're not the headliner.
Yeah, and
If you're just a dude on a showcase, a 10 or 15 minute
I very
set,
rarely do neutral crowds.
Exactly. If they're not there to see you, bro, that's the moment. And there's open mics in town. Go do those. Who gives a
That's
fuck?
the thing too.
Who gives a fuck if it's 10
I'm not used to
people?
that either. Like back in that, like there was none where I was at. There was none.
So that's why you never workshopped anything. That's why you never. So, dude, I think it would do you a ton of good to go to an open mic where there's 7 people in the fucking crowd and eat a dick. And I know that sounds awful.
No.
But I think that would do wonders for you because it would be excruciating at first. But I think when you got done, you'd be like,
Now, yeah.
fuck yeah.
Yeah.
Because then you'd be like, one, it helps you when you're not doing well.
Yeah.
Because it's tough sometimes to like follow Jesse or follow Zach or follow Chad and you're not doing well at first. And you kind of build up a muscle where you learn how to, because it happens to everybody. Because I've had to follow Trey or I've had to follow, you know what I mean? And you're not going good at first, but you learn how to.
Trey's the same.
Yeah, you learn how to, but that's a muscle. That's a skill that you learn. And going to these open mics where, because the reason I got pretty good at it, following really good comics, was my home club was called the Joke Joint. And it was brutal, dude. We'd do open mics for 4 people. 4 people. The Thursday shows would have 7 people. And it was brutal. And that was a club, like a club show. And it was a tough room.
Yeah.
But, like you just learn how to deal with it. It made you good. And so I think you have that chance, man.
No, you're right.
I think you should jump on it.
You're right. No, I'm just now getting back into. Like I've done 3 or 4 shows since I've been out here. I done, and none of them have been mine. So well, except for one, I did one at the Baytown one was mine, but
Yeah.
whatever. Prior to that, like the rest of them just jumped on shows, but I still did mostly similar things.
Right. Well, like, so you're going to do Hop Scholar, right? So the expectation will
Where?
be, since you're headlining it, my show in
Yeah.
July, which I think I might move you if you're cool with that. I might move you to September because I'm not going to be here in July.
Oh yeah, I'd rather
So
do it with you.
if I'm not going to be here, I was thinking that you'd probably want to do it.
I feel
when
more.
I'm
Yeah, I
here.
feel more comfortable.
So what I might do is move you to September if you're free, and then I'll have somebody local headline it while I'm gone.
Yeah.
But like the expectation would be, yeah, do your set, your normal headliner set, if you're headlining the show,
Right.
right? But again, if you're doing a showcase show in town, fuck, dude, that's the chance. That's why these little rooms like the Riot, and they're not little rooms. The Riot's a great club. The Secret Group's a great club, but they're great workout rooms.
Right. That's a
You
good
know,
point.
but if you get on the Improv, yeah, do your good shit.
Do the highlight reel,
Yeah.
but then maybe you could, but still probably add one.
But even then, if you get on like Houston as fuck and it's a 10-minute set, mix some shit in. If you get on the Tuts and Interruption, oh, you just got dive bombed. Oh, bitch, don't make me get my swatter out. Oh, shit, they're all here now. Bitch, I will fuck everybody up. They know I'm scared of that's like my big phobia.
You got that rich people shit,
This is
dude.
not
Back in
rich.
yes, it is, dude. In Alabama, I swear to God, like my
Like in
uncle.
Alabama, we got to use our shoes.
No, my uncle, if he sees like a wasp nest in his trailer, he'll stick his hand in his armpit and get like some sweat and go up, grab the whole. He's like, they won't bite you if you rub your armpit. I've never done it, but they won't bite. He'll grab the whole wasp nest and crush them.
That is the most country shit I've ever heard in my whole life. Your armpit sweat.
Yeah, they won't do it. It's the pheromones.
Now, my dad used to throw gasoline on them, which
It's the same thing.
that's
Kev.
some country ass
It's the
shit
pheromones.
too.
My uncle drinks enough that his armpit sweat is probably like gasoline.
Yeah. What was I gonna say? Fuck. Oh, you should try to get on the Tuts and Interruption.
I was on it. I was supposed to be on it one night, and me and Jesse went, and he didn't tell me till the night of, and I was really hammered when we got there.
And you didn't do it?
No, I didn't.
Dude, it's such a fun show.
Yeah, I liked at first when he explained it to me.
You were
like, as we're walking
he's
in, I was
just
like,
gonna roast me.
Yeah.
I thought the same thing, but then and then I did it. I saw it, and then I did it, and I trust Trey.
And after meeting Trey now, too, like I would do it now.
Trey would never just sabotage you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
But I'm so used to, and that's a part of my problem too, is I'm used to having everything like plotted out. Like I'm very prepared when I'm on the stage because I don't like public
Right.
speaking. You know
yeah,
what I mean?
especially on stage. But I'm very much like that too on stage. Like I don't like on this. I love being organic and let's just. What happened?
Oh, I'm sorry.
No, you good.
You look like it wasn't good. You're like,
No, I didn't know. I thought you dropped it at first.
Oh my.
No.
$30,000 fucking patio.
Whatever. But like on this, I like it organic and let's just whatever happens. But on stage, I'm very regimented.
Oh yeah.
I have my set list. I know how long each joke is. Like I'm very regimented. I used to be. Now I'm a little more fluid because I'm more comfortable.
I've gotten more like that.
I
too.
riff more, and sometimes I'll just go up without a set list. But like with Trey, what's dope is, now I've only done it once, and I finally did it, but I went up with a bunch of new shit. And the concept is you go up there, and it's kind of a conversation, but he sets you up to do your material, and then he helps you tag it because he talks about it with you. So he was like, yeah, I was like, went on stage, he's like, what's up, B? And I was like, man, I'm in a bad mood. And he's like, what's wrong, man? I was like, oh, I'm pissed off at our government. They're trying to get rid of TikTok. And remember that? You heard that joke when I did it the other day when we did Baytown. And then I started doing the joke, and then he just, you know how Trey is, he started riffing on it. And then all that, the way it works is all the shit that he comes up with, and you know how smart he is and hilarious. He's like, all that's yours. Every tag, everything he says that's funny about your joke, he's like, that's yours. Keep it, because that's the whole point of it, is he's basically helping you punch up your shit.
Yeah.
It's such a cool concept.
It's cool.
And it's like, at first I was like, oh, fuck that, I don't need help. And then I was like, that's dope.
Yeah.
He came up with a great one, because I do that Pornhub joke about they're getting rid of Pornhub, and The bit is, so in Texas, we don't have Pornhub anymore because you have to like, they do age verification, right? Well, you gave me that. Remember, you and I were texting about it.
Oh yeah.
And you were like, bro, you got to have a fake ID to jerk off.
It's gay.
And so I used that, and then I was doing that bit. Damn it. I was using that bit, and I was like, yeah, so there was no warning. It was just like, there was no like 2 weeks from now, 30 days from now. I was like, it was just instant. So like, that means there was a bunch of dudes all across the state that were like mid-jerk. What the fuck? And Trey, in the middle of that, he just jumps up with his phone. He was like looking for the Wi-Fi signal, running around the stage. I'm laughing, bro. I'm just dying. The crowd's dying, and we got done. I was like, bro, that was hilarious. He goes, it's yours. And I was like, what? And he had the microphone. That was his dick. And he's holding his phone. He grabs his phone, and dude, it was hilarious. And he goes, it's yours. And I was like, oh my God. But that's the beauty of the show.
Yeah.
And I actually riffed a new line where I'm like, yeah, they just, like, it was just gone, like Thanos, like porn Thanos snapped.
Oh my God.
And all the porn in Texas was gone. I was like, oh, that's a good line too. I riffed that. So it's
Than
a great, yeah, like porn, huh?
Than hose.
Yeah, Thanos. Oh, that's even better. I gotta write that shit down. Hey, no, bitch. What are we doing? Oh shit. Don't anger him. Don't anger him. Now look at you. Now you look like a hoe. Oh, is he going in the house?
Dude, I don't like the bugs out here.
He just went in my fucking house. He just
My
went
God,
through
it'll take you 4 fucking days to find it.
He just went through the sliding glass door, bro.
Oh, cool.
But
Oh,
the
one
cat's-
wing. I was trying to go piss earlier. No, I tried to go piss earlier. You're like, not that room, not that door. Go to that door. The fuck is like it's like Harry Potter where like the shit's like moving.
Tony, Cisco said, you said your uncle does the armpit thing. Cisco said, does his uncle ever eat a wasp nest? Have you seen that video?
Yes.
Where the dude just fucking grabs it?
He's never ate it, but like
And
that's
then
a
he
real thing. Like
shoves it in his mouth and fucking eats
my
it?
uncle and my cousin do that. Like that's a real thing. Like you rub your armpit and like I don't know what it is, but they won't bite you. They really won't.
That's fucking insane.
They won't.
That's crazy to me. That's
You
crazy.
can just grab them up. They won't. I don't know. It's just I don't know.
That's crazy. So, I was gonna say about you getting beat up in the truck. There's actually the video is still out there, right?
I got it right now.
No, I know, but I was gonna tell them. Do you know like the name of it?
I don't know the name.
I was gonna
of it.
find it and post it in the chat for them to watch.
I don't know where my phone's at, but
Excuse me.
can I send it to you and you can post it like that?
Yeah, text it to me.
I'll text you right now.
Excuse me. I don't know why this sticker. I can't believe that motherfucker. Hold on, keep going. I'm gonna find this bitch.
I want to tell you about the
Better not have went
repo
in
story,
the
bro.
fucking house, dude. Oh, there he is, right there. You raggedy bitch. Where'd he go? He's trying to set up shop in my goddamn. Got him though.
Right there on my bowling.
Hey,
alley.
watch out, bitch! What? I thought you were saying this right behind me. I'm glad I was off camera.
Me too.
Goddamn! Oh,
Me
that was
too.
like, oh, you scared the fuck out of me. Look, my cat's judging me right now. Look, he's like, you pussy. Fuck you, cat. We get them in the house, they kill them. They don't give a fuck. They're brave. They're a lot braver than me. I'll tell you that damn much.
All right.
Oh
I just
my
sent it
God.
to you, but
Okay.
it's gonna take a second probably. But
Okay. Oh shit.
so I'm done with this truck, right?
Uh-huh.
And I'm done with like, that was after I got divorced. So I have my experience with this crazy chick. So I'm like, maybe I just need to not, try to like date or even like hang out with chicks for a minute. Like I need to just lay it cool.
You're giving up on women. You're just
Not
dudes
even
now.
that.
Dudes aren't as crazy.
Nah.
Maybe,
Nah, I didn't do all that.
no?
No, I didn't even think about venturing to that. But I tried to settle
I
down.
mean,
a
you
little
haven't
bit.
tried yet.
That's true. But I don't.
Okay.
I haven't got that point. So I'll let you
Alright,
know if I do. And
well.
if I do, you'll be
Nope.
the first to know, dog.
Oh
I'll
no,
tell you.
I'm taken, bro. I'm spoken for. I got a sugar mama, bro. I'm not. What are we talking about? Can you make the note on this motherfucker?
No, but I can.
I don't give a fuck about that. I'm 50,
I can
bro.
swallow 8 of these instead of 7.
Oh, Well, yeah, that's about right. If you can swallow that, yeah.
4. So
That's
anyway,
about what I'm working with. So
I try to chill out, right? And I decide that I'm not gonna pay my truck anymore. I was like, 'cause it's not worth. Like, I try to call them, like, yeah, it's not even worth what I want. And so they won't listen to me. And so I said, well, they took lamp. Like, I'll let this go back.
Okay, so this is
a true story.
This is the truck.
My truck that
So-
I was in, got my ass kicked in that video.
Yes.
And the radio, like, there's beer splashed everywhere. Nothing works in electronics anymore. An absurd amount of mileage on it.
Yeah.
I didn't. The amount I owed on it, it was just insane. So I was just gonna let it go. And I got
I
divorced.
kind of want to know how much you're owed on it.
I didn't give a fuck at this point.
I kind of want to know.
I'm not gonna tell you. I'll tell you off air. So
Damn, I kind of want to know.
so I decided, I'm like, so if you've never had anything repossessed or like where they're trying to get it, it's kind of fucking exhilarating because it's like a fucked up, it's like a high stakes scavenger hunt.
Like you're trying to hide it from them?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's like where you buy in with like, I don't know, 200 or 230 points of your credit score and the winner gets a truck. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that makes sense.
And I won for like 4 months.
You're like, yeah, baby.
Honestly, that's a lie. I won for like 2 months.
2
But
months.
I did I researched and I found these laws. It's like, well, they can't get it unless it's like a peaceful, like they have to get it in like a peaceful situation. And they can't get it if it's in your garage, right?
Okay.
So I could fit it in my garage, but I couldn't close the garage door all the way, but it would close all the way down to the bumper. So like my garage door would close all the way down to the bumper. So you could just see that it's in there enough to be like,
It's like, I see the bumper of the
You
license
fucker.
plate.
yeah, you fucker.
Just teasing them.
So I did that for a while. So then one night I met this chick. She wanted me to meet her at Rack and Roll in Anniston up by my house. It's like Main Street in Anniston.
Rack and roll?
Yeah, which Anniston is like the number one. Like if you look up most dangerous cities in America, it's like in the number 13, like straight up.
Damn.
So this is on Main Street. So we go to Rack and Roll. I get there like 12:30 in the morning. It's like 1:45. We come walking out. My truck's gone. Now I know what's up.
you
You don't not know it's
You
coming.
know where it is
I
and where
get
it's
it.
not.
So we come out, but then like I'm with this chick, so I have to act surprised. So we come out, and I'm like, oh my god, where did I park? And you have to act like you forgot where you parked. And we're on
At the
Main
Rack
Street.
and
There's
Roll.
not a whole lot of
I was
options.
gonna say that the rack
And
and
she's
roll.
like, you're drunk. She's like, you're so drunk. Oh my God, you're so silly. She's like, you probably parked around back. I'm like, yeah.
Of
She's
course.
like, get in my car. We'll go around and find it. So we drove like 7 laps around the block. And I'm hanging out the window like,
Trying to play it off.
Yeah,
Is that it? No, that's not it.
so after a while, I go, oh my God, somebody probably stole it. And she's like, you think somebody stole it? I said, yeah. Now that I'm thinking about it, I left my keys in it, in the ignition. She's like,
Why the fuck
What?
would you do that?
well, you know, and
It works
she's
in the movies.
So she goes, oh my God. She's like, what do we do? I was like, I don't know, let's go down here to the Parliament. It was just this other bar right down the street. She's like, what about your truck? I was like, I'll deal with that tomorrow. She's like, how are you so cool with this? I was like, there's nothing they can do tonight. And she's like, you're not going to report it.
And what's crazy is that's literally how you would be.
That's literally.
No,
what's
that's God's honest truth. That's that you would probably.
Oh, what if it was actually stolen?
Yeah.
No, 100%.
Yeah, if
100%.
drinking, if you were out
100%.
and partying and your shit got stolen, we were mid, like if we were out.
That's why Jesse has my fucking location.
Yeah, if we had 2 cars and you were one car and I was the other one and there was 4 of us and we were drinking and we weren't supposed to be done partying until 2 and it was midnight and your shit got stolen.
We got.
I swear to God, Dustin will be like, well, we'll just ride with you and I'll call the cops in the morning.
Yes.
Okay.
100%.
That's fucking wild.
So I convinced
Because
her.
I would be like, party's over.
I'm still trying to hit.
You're trying to smash?
Yeah. So I convinced her to go
You
to the
know.
Parliament. We go in, we're chilling for like 15, 20 minutes. All of a sudden, this big black dude comes up, starts dapping her up. And she goes, oh my God, Troy. That was his name. She's like, this is my friend Dustin. She's like, tell him about your truck. And I was like, what? She's like, he's a cop in Anniston. I said,
You're like, fuck.
What are you doing? And she's like, tell me about your truck. I was like, he's off duty.
Let's not bother the
He
man.
doesn't care about this.
I don't want to tell him any jokes.
She's like,
he doesn't need to work.
No, for real. Tell him. She's like, he can help. She's like, this is my friend. And he's like, what's going on with your truck, man? Just giant, like, dude. And I was like, I don't know.
It's
I was like, it got stolen. And he's like, what? When? Tonight. And she's like, it's like an hour ago. And he's like, oh my God. He's like, where at? She's like, right in front of Rack and Roll. He's like, on Main Street? He's like, oh my God. He's like, my buddy Andrew. He's like, we got cameras all on Main Street. He's like, my buddy Andrew's, he's at the station right now. He's like, I'll call him. He's like, we can figure out, we'll find right now who fucking did it. I said, nah. Andrew's busy.
I'm sure Andrew's got murders.
I was like, don't bother
things.
Andrew with it. And he's like, no. He's like, no, I got you, bro. Don't worry about it. We're going to find him. I
A
said,
friend
hey,
of hers is a friend of mine.
give him a heads up. Let's just let him get a head start, at least. I don't even like the truck.
It was old, guys.
Just swear to God, dude. This dude calls Andrew at the police department. This chick gives, dude, I literally check out. I look at the bar. I was like, I got a double bullet. Neat. I hear her giving him the explanation, like the whole description of my truck and where it was parked at in front of the piano place. And he goes, so he's like on the phone, and like all of a sudden he stops for a minute. And he like he looks at this one. He's like, "Hey, bro, come here." And I was like, "What's up?" He said, "They said that somebody came and got it in a tow truck." I was like, "What?" I said, "You telling me we're dealing with professionals?" There was this Dominic Toretto stole my shit.
It was a heist.
So I never talked to that chick again. Man.
You're like, I just had fucking
Straight up.
You lost,
She was blowing
you
me up
lost
like
the
a
girl and the
No,
truck.
she was blowing me up like a week later. Did they find your truck?
You're like,
Yeah. It's at the auction.
yeah, bitch. It's the impound. God damn, dude, you have the
was retarded,
worst luck. What did I say?
So the reason Jesse has my
Yes.
location,
Why does he have your location?
we had 4 shows up in Michigan. Muskegon, I don't remember all of them. But we had this one show, it was in this alleyway between these two. It was a bar and this other building. We fit 500 people in this alley. And it was like Zach's show.
In an alley?
In this alley. It was this wide alley.
So outside.
Yes, and they compacted them all. It was so tight. And then they had like this screen up over front. They had this big like country like trailer stage they brought in. They had us our own RVs like for green rooms. It was sick.
Oh, wow.
Bro.
So everybody had an RV or just
Yes,
one?
no, everybody.
Oh,
it was
wow.
sick.
That's
so
dope.
I was like blown away. Right? So I'm in this bar and I'm getting tanked, right? And so
What?
there's these 2 chicks sitting beside me and I'm talking shit to them. Well, this guy comes up in between them and he's acting kind of weird. And I was like, oh, you know this guy? And the chick that I was talking to, she's like, no, I don't know him. And the other chick leans up, she's like, that's her baby daddy. And I was like, bitch. I was like, don't be fucking talking to me when your baby daddy's here, right? So I'm supposed to be on the show. So it's supposed to be, it was Ronnie, Jesse, me, then Zach.
Ronnie.
So Ronnie is Zach's uncle.
Oh,
So
Ronnie does stand up?
he goes out and does like 10 minutes. Like they love him because like he does videos with them. So he kind of warms them up. So Ronnie comes in and he's like, what's up, Rascal? He's like, you good? I'm like, yeah, I'm good. He's like, show's outside. I was like, yeah, I'm coming. I was like, it's not my time yet. Like Jesse ain't even up. I was like, you know, Jesse's supposed to do 30. He's going to do 45. He's like, all right. He said, well, I'm about to go up. I was like, cool. He goes up. So he gets off stage. He comes back. He's like, I'm off stage. I'm like, yeah, it's cool. He's like, you ain't going to go out there? I was like, I will a little bit. So Jesse gets off stage. I've been talking to this chick the whole time. Jesse gets off stage. He comes out, and they got some, I don't know what it was. No, that's when Zach was doing the intermission. Had an intermission, then I come out, and then he comes out. So it's during the intermission. Jesse comes up and is like, hey, you should be outside by the stage. So the chick is like, why do people keep coming to check on you like you're a fucking gremlin or something? I was like, I don't know. Everything's going to be fine. So I'll get fucking tanked. So I go up and I do my 30 minutes. All right, crush in this fucking alley. Like the acoustics and everything, I didn't think it would be good. Destroyed. The Michigan, All my shows in Michigan have been great, and also in Minnesota and Wisconsin. So,
Which is wild.
Which is very wild. You wouldn't think it.
Especially being from the South.
Washington, no, it's a novelty. No, it's a novelty.
Is that what it is?
100%. A novel in Tacoma and in Tacoma, Washington, and the one that starts with an S.
Seattle?
I can't think of it right now.
In Washington?
Yeah, it was Tacoma, and it was one of my favorite ones ever too. I can't remember right now. But there's two, the same people that run Bricktown own them. It's the Tacoma Comedy Club.
Oh.
And it starts with an S, but I can't remember. But I flew into the one that started with the S. And they had like wood
It's a
paneling.
city in Washington?
Yeah, and they had wood paneling walls in the airport.
Chad will know. What's a city in Washington? They'll type it in here. I'll tell you.
Yeah, it starts with an S. Spokane.
Spokane, yeah.
Bro. Bruh.
Really?
Oh my God.
Dude, I did, it wasn't in Washington, but I did Portland, Oregon. I mean, it's Pacific Northwest. They fucking hated me.
That's weird. You would think it would be the opposite.
Yeah.
They probably would have loved me. It's the novelty of it.
Yeah, but but of course I opened by shitting on their homeless people. And they were like, I guess, I don't know.
Yeah, they're weird about that.
Yeah. They didn't like that.
In the show in Michigan, dude, the bar that we were performing at didn't have liquor, but they had beer. And I asked for Wild Turkey. They're like, you can go like 2 blocks down and get liquor, and like you can take it to go. And I'm like, you're fucking with me. So I go to this bar for the show, and I order like a double Wild Turkey, and they're like, all right. And I was like, can I get it to go? And they're like, yeah. And they bring it out into like this to go cup. Like, and I'm like, is this a trap? And they're like, what do you mean? I was like, you can really take it to go. They're like, yeah, you can walk around the block with it. I was like, what's the limit? There's no limit. I was like, give me 2 more. So they poured, dude, it looked like I had a glass of sweet tea. I got a picture of it on my phone. I'm going around people when I walked out. I was like, is somebody going to shoot me?
It's
Dude.
like the first time you could smoke weed in public in like California.
I'm hammered.
I remember standing outside the Hollywood Improv. I didn't do it, but like just a group of comics are just passing a J around in public. And I was like, this is fucking weird.
Yes.
Yeah, it's weird. Go ahead. I'm getting your text, by the way.
So I get fucking tanked. I do my set. This guy, the photographer there, he's up on the fucking rooftops of this alleyway. Halfway through my set, he looks like Santa Claus. He's got a long white beard, hair and everything. He's wearing a red shirt. I'm doing my set. I'm really fucked up. And I'm like, holy shit. I'm like, fucking Santa Claus. And everybody looks up and sees this guy and just loses it. I was like, he's everywhere. He's everywhere. Dude, they lose it. All right. I get off stage. Jesse daps me up. He's like, dude. He's like, you destroyed. Good set. So we're about to do the meet and greet. So I go, and I look at my phone, and the chick from the bar texts me. She's like, we're in the parking lot. So I just leave. And I go get in the car with her and this other girl. And they drive me to this bar right down the road. All right? And so we're in there chilling. So her man comes inside.
It's always a man.
And he's standing at the door. He won't come talk to me, but he's texting her, and he's like, you need to come out here right now. So Jesse calls me, and he says, hey, what the fuck are you fucking doing? And I was like, what do you mean? He's like, everyone here is talking about how this dude's just raised a scene inside this bar where he works, where you took his old lady to this other bar, and now she won't come out because she's in there with you. He's like, you're going to get shot this way. I was like, not from this pussy. And it's like, I'm fucked up. So we leave, all right? And so we go, she takes me to the strip club. Now I have like brass knuckles, a knife, and my gun on me, right? I leave my gun in her car. We go to the strip club. So they wand us, right?
It's the most Alabama shit.
Why?
Brass knuckles.
Dude, I was in Galveston with this chick on a date. All right, in Galveston. We went on the pier down here. Walk on the pier. This guy at the front of the pier was like, the girl I was with, she had an ice cream. She was eating her ice cream. He goes, she can't have that out here. And I was like, what? He's like, no ice cream. You can't have ice cream. You can't carry ice cream in here. I was like, why? He said, there's fucking kids in there. I was like, whoa, you think are you protecting the kids or us? You think the kids are going to jump us for our ice cream? He's like, you just can't have it. I said, tell me why. He said, it's just a rule, bro. Buy ice cream in there. And I'm like, so she's got to get a brain freeze so we can walk in this motherfucker? I was like, that's crazy, dude. I got brass knuckles, a knife, a gun on me right now. I was like, but you said that fucking Twix? You get the fuck out of here. I was like, that's crazy, right? He doesn't, you understand that. Insane. So we're in the strip club. This dude wants me. And he's like, what you got in your back pocket? And I was like, oh my God. I was like, ain't no telling. And so like I reach in there.
There ain't no telling.
I pull the brass knuckles out and he's like, bruh.
Can't
He's
have
like,
that
you can't have that. And I was like, in here? He's like, I don't think you can have that in this state.
anywhere.
I was like, it's a paperweight. He's like, oh, okay.
A paperweight.
He's like, you
It's
got to
so
get
funny,
it out of
dude.
here. And so I go to the bathroom, which was in the hallway at the entrance. I go in the bathroom. There's a guy at the urinal. Swear to God. I walk into this bathroom. There's a big 50-gallon trash can right there by the sink. I walk in there. I pick up the 50-gallon trash can. I put my pocket knife and my brass knuckles up under it. And I set it down. I looked at the guy at the urinal. I was like, you didn't see anything. And he's like. So I go back out. Dude scans me in. We're at the bar. We're chilling. I realize how drunk I am. Jesse's blown me up like 40 times. He's like, where are you? Everyone thinks you're dead. And I'm like, I'm not dead. Everything's fine. So I realize how drunk I am. I ordered this double of Jack because that's all they had there. And so I don't want it anymore. So I asked the chick, I'm like, do you want this double of Jack? She's like, no. So I start offering it to people in the strip club. I'm like, do you want this double shot? And no one's taking it. And I was like, nobody's taking this shot. She's like, yeah, duh. You're a stranger offering strangers a shot. And she's like, you're like a fucking rapist. Stop. And I was like, oh. So all of a sudden, this guy at the end of the bar, this big burly beard, he's like, you sound like me. And I'm like, you sound like me. I said, where you from? He's like, Alabama. I'm like, bitch, I'm from Alabama. So we're like, we have this connection for a second. Then he was weird as fuck. So he dips. Oh, he takes a shot. He's like, I'll take it. I trust you. So he downs the shot. I'm like, that's crazy. I wouldn't trust me at all. But like,
Right.
The shot's good. Well, so he goes, and this chick comes out later with like her titties out, and she's like, hey, they want you up in the VIP. I'm like, oh, someone must have heard about my fucking
Somebody
dick
must
videos.
know me.
Stop. And then no, the dude, I look, she points up there in the corner of the room, right? And this guy, this burly bearded guy, he's up there in the VIP, and it's him and like this busted ass chick. He's like, come up here. I'm like, I was like, we gotta go. We fucking left, dude. So I left. It's like 4 a.m. I fall asleep. Like, I get in my truck, and I can't drive, and I know that, right?
Yeah.
Which is great.
Yeah.
But
Good.
we're on this main street, so I fall asleep on this park bench, and I got my backpack on me on the front, and I got my revolver up underneath it like this, ready to go. So I wake up at like 5:30 in the morning. This chick's waking me up. She's fine, dude. This is a hot chick. And like she's like dressed in like business attire, and she's like, "Sir, are you okay?" And I was like,
Sir,
Yeah.
here's $1.
I was like,
This
I'm
is the second
drunk.
time you've been found homeless in a fucking in public.
No, it's
The
like-
other one was after you got your ass whooped in your truck. You're just
Yeah.
laying on the sidewalk.
No, this chick wakes me up, and she's fine. And I was like, "Oh my God, are you an angel?" And she's like, "No." She's like, "Are you okay?" I said, "Yeah, I'm just drunk. My truck's over there." And so then her husband is like over to the side. He's like, "I told you he's fucked up." He's like, "She's walking to work right now." And I was like, "Oh my God." I was like, "Y'all are so sweet." I was like, "No, my truck's just right over here." I was like, "Cool." So the next day, I'm trying to find a hotel because we had another show in Michigan, about 2 hours away. Jesse and Zach and all of them left that night. They were already there. They're blowing me up. I can't get there. It's like 5 a.m. I'm not driving there right now. The show's not till the next night. So I'm trying to find a hotel. I went through like 7 hotels, are all telling me the same thing. They're like, "The storm, bro, we're full because of the storm." And I'm like, drunk as fuck still. All right, kind of, but I can drive. And so I'm like, the storm. I'm like, it's like Hurricane Katrina coming. Like, I don't know what's happening. I was like, why are all the hotels
What
full?
storm?
Dude, this is fucking crazy. And so this Indian guy, one of them, I've checked into a lot of,
Please don't do the accent.
okay. Well, I've checked into a lot of Days Inn and Quality Inns at like 3 or 4 in the morning. It's always Indian women, and their titties are always out, and they're always asleep at the desk.
Yeah.
You wake them up, fine. I go through all these. None of them are like hooking me up. So I pull up at this Tractor Supply at like 7, and I fall asleep in the parking lot. And I'm like thinking in my head, like, oh, it's hurricane coming or something. I don't know. Do I need to batten down the hatches? I don't know. I wake up at 9. I
Hurricane in
drive.
Michigan.
I get an hour down the road. I'm throwing up on the side of the interstate. I was like, well, I'm an hour away from where the show is. Maybe I can find a hotel here. So I stop at what looks like the first Red Roof Inn ever. Like, it's pink now. Like, the roof is pink.
Pink roof in?
Yeah.
Yeah, nice.
So I know, straight up. So I go in, and the lady, I swear to God, as soon as I walk in the lobby, I'm exhausted. The lady, she's on the phone with this guy, and I'm sitting here waiting, and she goes, "Yeah, we'll cancel your 20 rooms for the night." And I'm like, in my head, like, fuck yeah. All right, cool. So she hangs up the phone, and I'm like, "Hey, I'd just like to get a room for the night." She's like, "Yeah, we're booked up." And I was like, Bitch. I was like,
just.
I'm not going to sit here and act like I didn't hear you just say you canceled 20 rooms for the night. She's like, and she's like huffing and puffing. She's like, I go, it's on a typewriter. I'm like, what are you doing? You fucking phoning in to NASA? Like, I'm like, bitch, like, there's a room here. Like, go clean it. I don't even care if it's fucking clean or not. And so she comes back. She's like, all right, it's going to be $170 because the way the rates are tonight. I said, I don't give a fuck. So I gave her my card. I was like, I would pay $170 for a shower right now. So I give her my card. She goes, she starts typing. She goes, actually, I think I can get it down to $70. I said, well, you are the worst negotiator I've ever met in my life. I was like, because you literally could have just got 170 out of me. So I check in this motherfucker. And so like Jesse's blowing me up. I finally answer. He's like, oh my God. He said, what the fuck are you doing? I was like, no, I'm just chilling at this hotel. He's like, no. He said, we thought you were dead. He's like, we thought this guy had killed you. He's like, everyone at the show was talking about how this guy was like hunting you down. I was like, oh, fuck that guy.
I'm way past that.
Yeah, like, I am now safe at a Pink Roof Inn, an hour away. And he's like, are you going to make it in time? I was like, yeah. Dude, I literally made it there 8 or 9 minutes before I was supposed to walk on stage. And Zach's outside smoking a cigarette when I come walking up. He's pissed because it's his show. And I'm featured. So Jesse was like on stage. Zach's outside smoking. I come walking up. I'm like, what's up, Zach? He's like, no. We're not going to act like you didn't just show the fuck up. He's like, where the fuck you been? He's like, I'm fucking sick and tired of this goddamn Dustin witch hunt. He's like, what is going on? I was like, I'm here, bitch. Like, what are you talking about?
I didn't miss the show.
But so Jesse made me start sharing my location.
So you have wait, like y'all are married and shit?
Well,
because that's some shit like
my mom wants me to share. Like my mom wigs out when I go out of town.
Okay.
Shows. And she's like, she wants me to share my location. And I was like, she's like, I worry about you. I'm like, you would worry so much more if you had my location.
Yeah. Because you would know that I'm supposed to be in this city, but I'm not. I'm in this city. Yeah. You do?
Yeah, no, I like to see the city. And like I wander around at night. I walked into this bar in Memphis, dude. I had a show in Memphis and I left and I wandered down. I walked in this bar at like 3 a.m. It was closing. There was like a bachelor party of these black chicks. And there was like the 5 blackest dudes I've ever seen in my life on stage playing the 5 whitest instruments. There was like a dude on a cello, a dude playing a violin, a dude on a harmonica, and I lost. I was like, what the fuck, dude? Like, it was hilarious. I love that shit.
You're that dude that could go into like an all black like
they love me.
Bar, like like an all black bar where most white guys would be scared, and you would just be like, "What's up, bro?" And
they love me.
Yeah, and not think twice, and they wouldn't think. They'd be like, "What's up, man? Come on in," and it would just be fucking fantastic. And
black people love me. Old ladies love me. Gay guys love me. Lesbians. I don't know what it is. I like lesbians, which is crazy. I think I like lesbians more than I like black people. And I like black people, but I don't, but it's like, I love, especially like their websites and stuff. But it's like, they hate me. They really hate me, dude. Every lesbian I've ever met, whether it's like it's not top or bottom, but it's like, you know what I'm saying? Like the sandpaper or the fucking, I don't know. They don't like me, dude. And it's always, I'm working in the red from them. I gotta win them over.
Yeah. I understand the wandering because in Chicago,
God, here we go.
Yeah, it's 4:20. We have time. I feel like I need to get another cigar for this story.
It's 5:20.
No, it's 4:20. We've got plenty of time. I feel like we need to tell this.
I really can't pee over there on that fence.
No, you can't pee. Go pee, and then come back.
Are you gonna give a prelude to this?
Huh?
You're not gonna give a prelude to this story, are you?
Yeah, I'm gonna set it up. By the time you get back to pee,
which door do I go through in this fucking labyrinth?
So Dustin was nice enough to invite me.
Wait a minute. Do I need to cut my mic off to pee?
Yes. Oh, fuck. I'll do it. Hold on.
No, I'm just going to lay it right here on the table.
No, I got you. It's muted. I muted it. That'd have been like the scene from Naked Gun where he's out there peeing and shit, or he's all. That's hilarious. God, I hope you can't hear him peeing. That would be fucking insane. By the way, I posted the link in the chat if you missed it. Yeah, that's the only problem with not having the the mixer setup, as I can't really mute the mics too easily, and they can't just set it down. That's gonna happen. By the way, using these is totally gonna happen. Somebody's gonna forget. Trey's definitely gonna forget and go in there. He's gonna say some terrible shit about white people, fart a lot. And it's gonna be a whole thing. Make sure he uses the bathroom and not the closet. 100%, Tony. Yeah, this dude is just, and all of this shit, 100% true. And I swear to God, he would just go and go. And like half of these I had heard, but I don't think he remembers telling me because he tells me when he's drunk. Yeah, Uriel said he's going to pee on the front lawn. He might. He absolutely might. Donna said that's crazy stuff in the middle of that busy freeway. Oh, yeah. Yeah, Donna. That's, yeah. It's, I wish I could, it's wild. So we went to Chicago. He needed somebody to open for him. So he hit me up and was like, hey, you want to go to Chicago? I was like, hell yeah, let's go. Let's do it, man. So I drove up. He drove up. He drove up from Alabama. I drove up from here. I stopped in Springfield, Missouri on the way up, and we met in Chicago. So I had a car. He had a car. So we stayed in the same hotel. Actually, we shared a room. Well, I say that. He didn't really use the room because he likes to wander. And we got there. We did 2 nights. We did a Friday night, 2 shows, Saturday night, 2 shows, and then we came back on Sunday. Friday night we didn't do much because I was exhausted, so we just basically, after the show, went back to the room. He was pretty tired too, I think. I think he was coming off of a bender, so he crashed, I crashed. Saturday, I don't remember what we did Saturday during the day in Chicago. Oh, I do. So I was telling him Friday we didn't really grab your mic. Friday we didn't do much because we were both pretty exhausted from driving. I was telling him you were coming down off of a bender Friday. So after the shows, we both just kind of crashed.
I drove up.
Yeah, Alabama, you were on a bender. Yeah, his pupils were the size of an areola. Just goddamn. But we both crashed Friday night. Yeah, and then Saturday we woke up. We went downtown Chicago, smoked a cigar. I told that story in St. Louis, by the way. It was fucking hilarious. When we went downtown to have, somebody told us to go have a wet. Somebody in the chat on this show told us. Remember I told you, somebody told me to go have a wet roast beef or some shit. Remember that?
Yeah.
It was from the show. Somebody in the chat said, oh, turn his mic back on. Thank you. Yeah, somebody goes, so we went and we went downtown Chicago and we parked in front of, I don't know, this place where you get a wet roast beef or whatever the fuck it was. And it was hilarious. I told this story in St. Louis on stage and it did really well. Because I was talking about how nice everybody in St. Louis is. I told a joke. I was like, man, everybody says that the South is nice, but you guys in St. Louis are so nice when you're not robbing people. And but I was like, Chicago is mean. Because me and my buddy Dustin Sims were there. We were downtown and we had just parked and we were trying to figure out how to pay the meter. Oh shit. And we were sitting there talking and Dustin has this real thick Southern accent because he's from Alabama. And we were chit-chatting and he was talking, he's loud just kind of by nature. And these 3 women come walking by. You remember this?
Yeah.
And this one woman real loud, she goes, bless your heart. And Dustin got excited. He whooped around. He goes, oh, man, are you? Yeah, my people, you're from the South. And she goes, what? And he goes, bless your heart. You're from the South. She goes, what are you talking about, weirdo? It's written on that building.
It's a whole
And we go,
building.
we go, what? And we both turned around and fucking sure as shit on this building that we couldn't see, it's written, it says, bless your heart.
Giant letters.
She goes, I wouldn't say no shit like that, and walks off, and we're both like,
Cool. Kill myself.
what the fuck? It was hilarious.
Oh my God.
Because he's so nice. Dustin's never met a stranger, but he was like, well, what the, well, fuck me.
Yeah.
Like, goddamn, welcome to Chicago.
I hated. There's only two places it was Philly and Chicago. Everywhere
Everybody
I've
was
traveled to.
fucking rude, man.
Yes.
We didn't have good sets, really. I didn't think so. I mean, you did well. I didn't do good at first.
I did not do well.
I figured out, though, I did better after I asked. I was like, what's going on? Like, what's the deal? And she goes, oh, everybody's a tourist. I was like, oh.
That yeah, and also it was like Halloween weekend too. We didn't even think about that.
Yeah. So there was this.
A lot of people dressed up.
Well, one was.
Yeah.
So there was this the manager of the show. Black Sheep said, "Hey, what's up, Black Sheep?" Donna says, "I remember this." Black Sheep says, "I'm just gonna say this is the best show ever. My two favorite comedians at the same spot." Yo, what up, Black Sheep? So I feel like if I'm forcing you to tell this story and you don't want to,
No, I don't give a fuck. Dude.
okay. I figured you didn't, but just
No,
in case,
it's hilarious.
I think you should tell this story on stage, dude. It is fucking amazing.
All right,
Um,
go ahead.
we have 30 minutes.
Go
and
ahead,
I really
bro.
feel like it might take this long.
You started, bro.
So there's this manager of the club. She's sweet. She's pretty good looking too. And she has a friend that shows up, and her friend is cute. And they're, you know, her friend's kind of hanging out, and I guess her friend's a big comedy fan too. Her friend knows Dustin. Her friend's a big fan of Dustin. She's kind of groupie-ish. You know what I mean?
Calm
Like
down. Please stop.
No.
Calm down.
No. When you were on stage and I was sitting at the bar, she was like,
Oh, okay.
yeah, she was like, oh my God, I
was
love
about
him
to say, I don't
so
know all
much.
that.
No, she was. They both were.
Oh,
The manager was like a huge fan of yours.
I haven't offended her.
Yeah, you did. You were a total dick.
I was not. I was
Huge
being
dick.
I was being silly, and she took it offensive.
Yeah, she got super offended.
Yeah.
And I was
did
like,
not know
well, yeah, but I told you and you made it right. Because
Yeah,
you
yeah, I
didn't
fixed it.
know.
Yeah.
And she was like,
Which
what?
is a part
And
of the
I
reason
told
how
you.
this all happened.
Right. So they kind of Dustin unknowingly offended the manager, and when he was on stage, I kind of made it right, and I was like, well, he didn't know, and so then I told him, and he went and apologized, and we fixed it all, right?
Yeah.
So we were all like, well, let's go get some drinks and hang out, which I don't usually do. Which I think that's why Dustin's never asked me to go back on the road with him, because I'm boring as fuck on the road.
No, I had a
I don't do shit.
I had a great time.
I don't do shit. So we go have drinks, the four of us, but we meet like another, who'd we meet? Like some other dude or something like that, right? Wasn't there like another person with us at that bar?
There was.
It was like a dude or something, right?
I can't remember. Yeah.
We meet at this bar
Damn.
and it's packed. We go to this bar and it's fucking packed. And we're all kind of hanging out. And it was tough to even find a seat. And the one chick that's the big fan, not the bar manager, but the other one, she kind of bullies this other girl, and she's kind of a brute, and she kind of bullies this chick and steals a table for us. And I was like, wow, that was kind of mean. But she gets us the table, and we sit down, we have some drinks. But then the manager chick is like, well, I got to go. My friend is,
Dibs on it.
yeah. She's like, my friend's having a party, and I feel bad. And she has this excuse, and she dips. So now it's just me, Dustin, and the other chick.
And I was interested in like the manager
Yeah,
who
Dustin.
I offended by like I do this thing where like I just fuck with people and like, are you in a bad mood? And they're like, oh, what? No, I'm not in a bad. And like, do you want to be? And I'll just fuck her. And like, she was already having a bad day.
And yeah, and he said that she was rude, or like
Yeah, I was
something
just
about
being-
her and everybody in Chicago is rude or something like
Well,
that.
yeah, and like she took it the wrong way.
Yeah.
And, like yeah. So made it right, but she dipped on us.
Yeah.
And it was like this other chick and me and Barry.
So, hey, thanks, Cool Breeze. What up, Alec? So it's the other chick, me and Dustin, and the other chick, obviously big fan of Dustin. You can tell the other chick likes Dustin, and we're all still hanging out. And so the other chick's like, let's bounce out of here. I know another bar we can go. It's not as crowded, and I can get us in.
And
we're
she
like,
did.
and we're like, bet, let's go. She's like, it's not too far. We can walk. We're like, yeah, let's get out of here. Because when I'm telling you it's packed, it was fucking shoulder to shoulder. Like I could feel the mushroom print from dudes' dicks trying to just get out of there.
And
it was so tight.
Skip the whole line.
So we go to this bar, and there's a line out the door around the corner, and she walks up to the guy, and she's like, yada, yada, yada. I think she even said he's a big time star. I swear to God, because you were like, oh, look, food truck. He's shit-faced. And he's over it. We lost him. He went wandering off to a food truck or some shit. And she goes up and she's like, we're with this guy. He's headlining this club. He's on the, he's internet, this, that. And the guy's like, yeah, fuck, cool. And so she comes back. She goes, where's Dustin? I was like, I don't fucking know. And she's like, so now she's calling him like he's a goddamn dog. She's like, Dustin. So we find Dustin and we skip this whole goddamn, the people are pissed.
Oh,
They've been waiting, you could tell, forever. We go right to the front of the line.
And they're in costumes, just like a banana's mad at me because I'm going in. He's like, you fucker.
Banana,
like, banana,
there's a
bro.
pissed off banana. Thor was mad.
Yeah.
And Dustin's like, I want to be a fucking banana.
Raggedy Ann.
So we go to this bar, and it's like a 3-level bar. And she's like, let's go to the top. It won't be as crowded. And these stairs were fucking steep. And I was like, oh my God. And Dustin's like, I'm like, how's his drunk ass going to get up these stairs? We climb these stairs. We get to the top, and it's fucking lame. I mean, really.
It was awful.
It was just music, and it's boring. But it's
Chicago.
Yeah, it was boring. And it was just, so the three of us are sitting there, and I'm watching Dustin and her, and it's awkward, and it's me, and
Just say what it is.
There was a moment.
You bailed.
There was a moment when I was
You
like,
pulled the chute.
well, there was a moment when there was a moment at the bar, if I can go back. There was a moment at the bar where I was like, man, this chick is cute. And then there was a moment late.
And for the record, I'll go along with, and like, yeah.
When you first meet her, you're like, she's cute.
Yes, yes.
There was a moment at the bar I was like, yeah, this chick is cute. PB Dub said, Barry's the third wheel, 100%. So there was that moment when you first meet her, you're like, oh, she's cute, yeah.
Yeah.
And then when we were on the 3rd floor, before she went to the restroom with you.
Dude, I was in line for the restroom forever.
Yeah.
And she skipped in front of all those people and it's like, I'm going to come in there with you.
So, but there was like a moment in between, there was this moment, I think it was also at the bar before we left, when in my mind, and it sounds terrible, but I think it's still,
just say it, right?
I was like, is this a dude?
And you told me.
And so I told Dustin, I was like, bro, I'm not sure, but I think she might be a dude, or she might have been a dude. And
at first I was like,
nah.
nah. But then I was invested.
Now so now he's got to know.
Yeah. And so there's like a couple things, like I have flashbacks for, like, we had 2 shows that night, and she stayed for both shows. And in the middle between the first and second show, she's at the bar, and I had already had enough to drink. I didn't want to drink more before the second show because I thought I would be sloppy. And so the bartender's like, Dustin, do you want another drink? And I'm like, no. And like Barry's up there at the bar, and that chick's at the bar, and she turns around and she's like, come on, Dustin, get a shot. And it
wasn't that bad.
It was close.
It wasn't that bad. She did go like this. She goes, come on, Dustin. I'm just kidding. Come on, Dustin. But no.
Go on.
So, but there was that moment where I was like, but there's also a lot of chicks that I know that kind of have manly features, but you're like, it's a chick. But they just have.
Rhonda.
Huh?
It's Aunt Rhonda.
Yeah. So it was like but I told Dustin, I was like, bro, I don't know, but it could just be, I don't know. But it's that vibe or that sense. My spidey sense was like maybe, but I was like, she's cute, so maybe not.
So we're in line for this bathroom. She cuts in front of all these people. They're mad. She's like, I'm coming in.
There was
with
one
you.
chick that was like beating on the door, and everybody was yelling at her.
I thought we were going in together. I was like, oh,
So Dustin, yeah.
I think I'm gonna fuck this chick or like
In
find
the
out what's
bathroom.
up, right?
So well, okay. So let me set it up first. So there's a long ass line to get in the bathroom on the third floor. Dustin goes and stands in line. One chick is like beating on the door because it's taken forever, and then another chick goes up and cuts. And then a bunch of people start yelling at each other, and a bouncer goes over there, and it's this whole thing, and it's almost a fight. And then it's Dustin's turn. And that's when she gets up and goes over there. And as Dustin is walking into the bathroom, she goes in with him.
No, she was going to, but then she asked me to leave. So
No, she went in with you, right? Because you peed with her in there.
No. So I peed.
Y'all were in there
No,
together.
yeah. So I peed or whatever. 'Cause she's like, "What are you about to do?" And I thought we were gonna like fuck. Or
Right.
something.
So, but we
were in there at
you
first.
peed while she was in there.
Yes. And she's
Okay.
like, well,
so
what
they
do you have
went
to
in
do?
together.
Yes.
You peed.
And so she was like, "Go ahead and do your thing." And I was like, "Oh, okay." And she's like, sitting there after, and I was like, "What's up?" And I thought like, it's gonna be a thing. And she's like, "I can't do this in front of you." And I was like, "What?" And she's like, "You gotta go." I was like, "What?" I was like, "Okay." So like I leave, and that's when people were like mad at me, but she wouldn't do it in front of me. And I was like, So now I'm starting to like buy in to like what Barry was like. I was kind of on board at first, but now I'm like,
Yeah, because he was like, well, she is cute. So,
Yeah.
But then he comes out and he's like, well, now I don't know, bro, because he's like, I didn't know if we were going to fuck. And then she made me pee. And then I was like, all right, your turn.
yeah.
And then she was like, no, get out. And he's like, and then he's drunk and he's like, I don't know, bro. So then she comes out and now we're just all kind of sitting there and I could just see Dustin as his wheels are turning. Because he was like, well, we didn't fuck and she didn't let me see her pee. And so I can just see him over there just ruminating. And then she's just kind of sitting there like, and I was like, oh, this fucking sucks. This is not what I do. Like, I just want to go. I had already gotten a fucking ticket that day.
Oh, stop.
The parking ticket?
My lottery numbers didn't hit.
No, I
Like,
can remember
I had
that
a
parking
fucking
ticket
rash
because
on my back.
I didn't pay the
I nicked
fucking
my neck when I was
meter.
saying, yeah, I know, but you're just like finding these make no sense to like what you're talking about.
So I was like,
You just wanted to go.
yeah, I was like, fuck this, I'm leaving. And then she was like, I'll give him a ride home. I was like, bet.
And I was invested.
Bounce.
And I was hammered at this point.
So I leave, and it's yours.
All right, so Barry leaves. And she's like, I know this other bar I can get us into. It's like 2 blocks down. So we leave, and I'm like, all right, bet. So we go, and it's the same situation. It's another long line outside. We go up, and this dude gives me a bunch of Monopoly money, and I'm like, fucked up. I'm like, we're rich. She talks to the bouncer, and it's like, I don't know, like, where she worked or what she did, but, like, she got us in. And so, like, we get inside, and it's packed in there. And so we go up to the bar, we sit down, and she's like, I already know what you want. She's like, I'm ordering for both of us. And she's like, give me 2 doubles of Wild Turkey 101 neat. All right? And like we're in this bar. I'm fucking obliterated. I'm by myself with this chick. Barry's gone. My ride's gone. And I've already like had the wheels turning from like the last place we were in. And I was sitting here like already like looking for cues. And so she orders 2 doubles of the Wild Turkey 101 neat. And so the bartender sits them down, and I like look at her, and I'm just watching her, and she grabs it and just fucking goes, downs it. And I was like, oh yeah? And she's like, what? I was like, Wild Turkey 101? She's like, yeah. I was like, you like that? She's like, yeah. I said, damn, okay. I was like, so I'm just got a lot on my mind. And she's like, well, say it. And I said, we're there, I don't know, 15, 20 minutes. And I have to ask her. I say, hey, before I go anywhere else with you, do you have like a dick? And the look.
Well,
You
didn't even beat around the bush.
No. The look on her face 100% said I have a dick. Like in that millisecond, it was the look on her face, like, yeah. And so then she like wraps it up. She's like, well, what the fuck? What the fuck does that matter? I was like, a lot, so much, because also I have a dick. You know what I'm saying? I was like, but I didn't, but like now we're on the same page, is whatever. I was like, cool. But like, that's crazy. You know what I'm saying? And so, honestly, the only thing on my mind that I could think of in that moment, and I'm not even lying, is like when we were back at the club after the second show, she really did. Like, it may not have been as bad as like what I said when I was like, Dustin, have a shot. It was a deep voice. And Barry, that's the first time Barry said, that might be a dude. And I was like, I don't know. And he said, what's telling me is the shoes. He's like, because she's dressed to the nines. She had like a dress on, like short skirt and everything. Adam's apple, you couldn't tell. It was so masked.
Somebody asked, did she have an Adam's apple?
No, it was masked so well.
Yeah.
The hands look like a chick hand.
Yeah.
But she had dirty fucking musty tennis shoes on, and Barry was like, that's the sign. And it was. And so at that point, I call her out on it, and she's pissed, super awkward. And I said, well, it's okay. It's Halloween. Shoes even matter. And I said, you know what's crazy is like I'm 14 minutes from here, the hotel. Oh my God. So she left. She wouldn't take me home. So I asked like 7 or 8 people in there on Halloween who were dressed as fucking Tic Tacs, Fred, Scooby-Doo, so many characters if they would take me to my, and no one's gonna do it.
It's just stranger.
So I finally make it down like 6 bars down to this dive bar, and this guy who's dressed up like Captain Neptune takes me back to our hotel. It's like fucking 6 o'clock in the morning.
Oh
And
my God.
and like Barry's like, oh man, did you fucking smash? I'm like, no. And honestly, the time it took me to find and ask and like try to get a ride, I almost like wish I would have fucking smashed. And like, and just pretended like.
I love that you just asked though. I wouldn't have asked. I would have just been like,
No, I'm asking. No, I'm always.
I
Dude,
wouldn't have had.
When I got to Chicago, everyone.
I thought you went, and you may not remember because you were so shit-faced. Because you were shit-faced. But I thought you went to somebody's house and slept on their couch.
I can't remember.
So when you got back to the hotel, because it was late.
Yeah.
You got back to the hotel, what you said was she wasn't going to give you a ride.
And she wouldn't. She was
So
mad. And she was mad, not even that like I called
so
her.
you went,
the way I
so
said it.
you met so you were with some people, you were partying with some people at a bar,
Shooting pool.
and they took you back to their place,
Yeah.
and you slept on their couch.
Or a futon, yeah.
And then I think you slept for like an hour or two and got up and then came back to the hotel or
Bro.
some shit like that. That's what, yeah. Because I remember waking up at one point, I was like, where the fuck is he? Yeah, that's what but who the fuck knows? But just the fact, what I love about the story is you're like,
Not ass.
the dead giveaway is,
The wild turkey one, dude, she downed it faster than me, and that's my drink. She's like,
He's
I know you like this, and then she's like,
you go, really? We're doing that?
Wild turkey 101 neat. I was like, okay,
Oh my God.
where's your penis?
Oh my God,
Where's it
dude.
tucked? Yeah,
That is so, is that a problem? Yeah.
it's a huge problem. It's like it's not gonna receive what I have.
Oh my God, dude. Oh my God. It's so fantastic, bro.
Nah, it ain't. Well,
It's
Chicago sucked. Dude, when I went to Chicago, I didn't even want to go.
to
And
that gig or?
I didn't want to go to
gig?
Chicago. I don't
Oh.
like cities, bro. Like big cities.
Oh, really?
No, I don't even
God,
like Houston that
that's
much.
so great.
And everyone was telling me, they're like, on Facebook, it's all the hill. Like I have like a lot of, and like I love them. But I have like my fans are like hillbillies. And
Your fans are?
Yeah, duh.
Yeah.
I'm from Muscadine, Alabama. Duh. And so everyone's like, oh man, don't go to Chicago. You're gonna get carjacked. And dude, I'm stuck in traffic. I made it to Chicago. I'm stuck in traffic for 19 minutes. I'm like, oh, I wish somebody would fucking carjack me. And I
Dude,
can't
the
read
traffic
the
was awful.
I hate the fucking red lights that aren't hanging down above you.
Yeah.
Right? They have the red lights that are on the sidewalk. That are
Yeah.
I'm blowing through these.
Yeah.
Bro. And so like I'm behind this one car, and there's this bald-headed guy on the sidewalk. I'm on FaceTime with my mom. She'll tell you. I'm on FaceTime with my mom. I got my window down, and like this guy starts yelling at this car in front of me, and we're at this like red light that's on the side. And he's yelling at this lady. He's cussing her out, and she floors it through the red light. She's so like intimidated by him because he's approaching her car. And so I'm like, whatever. So I started pulling up to the red light, and he was like, yeah, you too, motherfucker. And I was like, oh my God. So I was like, hold on, Mom. So I sat her down in the floorboard, and I was like, what are you talking about? And he was like, you're not supposed to be in this lane. He's like, this is the fucking oncoming traffic lane, you dumb motherfucker. I was like, hey, cool. Could have said it nicer. I was like, I don't know. I'm from Alabama. I didn't know that. He's like, no, you didn't know because you're on your goddamn cell phone. And I was like, oh, what are you, the fucking traffic police? I was like, eat my ass. And he was like, fuck you. I was like, fuck you. Right? And so then we kind of get into this exchange. And he's like, I'll tell you what. I said, do you want me to get out of this truck? I said, you want me to get out of this truck? He said, then what? I was like, I'll beat your ass, motherfucker. He's like, I'll tell you what, I'll see you in Alabama. I was like, bitch, I see you right now. So I So I put the truck in park, and I opened up the door, and he was like, no. And he starts wigging out. He's like, stop. And I was like, and so like my mom's yelling on FaceTime in the floor.
Don't you do it,
Shut up. And so I was like, you fucking pussy.
That's so demasculating.
No, I was like, say it.
All that shit,
I was like,
got
say it.
scared.
Say I'm a pussy. And he was like, I was like, give me a thumbs up. And he gives me a thumbs up. And I was like,
dance, you little bitch.
Drove off.
That's so funny.
I hated that place.
Oh, dude, that's so funny.
I paid $40. I didn't know when I booked this hotel that it was like a co-ed hotel. I booked a co-ed hotel room because it was really cheap on
what the fuck is a
Hotel Tonight. It's where like you share like it's like 2 beds with like someone else. And so I got in there, but I didn't even
like a hostel?
Yeah. I didn't even make it to that far. I got into the hotel and it was like this really woke thing. I got in there. This is way past COVID. This is like 2023, right? And so I go in there.
Did you ever use that app, by the way, that I told you about?
I haven't tried.
Used it yet.
No, I wanted to. I tried. I never got to use it.
Was it called couch surfing?
Yes.
I haven't used it.
So I go into the lobby.
You of all people would be somebody use that fucking thing too.
I would definitely use it. I would love that.
I found this app. It's for travelers. It's called couch surfing. And people just, instead of like an Airbnb where they rent you a room, you just sleep on their couch.
You rent out a couch.
It used to be an app for people to hook up, to fuck. That's what it became known for, where like instead of paying for the couch, you just pay with dick. Like, yeah, you'd fuck, and then they got away from it because they were like, well, we don't want to be known as the hookup fucking app for a couch. So I was like, well, because, You're like, why?
Why?
But I was like looking for a
sells.
cheap alternative, especially on the road for like one-nighters, because I thought about it like traveling to Chicago. I was like, man, it'd be dope to find a really cheap way to get there. Because for me, especially if I'm featuring or something like that, to get a hotel room on a long drive. And so just in research and Googling and shit, I found this couch surfing thing. And I was like, yo, I could get a couch for $30, $20. That's great. And then I started looking, I was like, okay, that's crazy. But I was like, oh, I know somebody who would use this. I was like, Dustin, boy, do I have an app for you.
Dude, I crawled that motherfucker. No one wanted me.
No? You tried? He's using it in your own city. Where you from, bitch? I'm down the street.
Dude, I'm 4 miles down the road. I've been watching you for weeks at the Dollar General.
I'm 3 houses down.
Wishing you'd let me get on your couch.
I'm 3 houses down.
That's all I'm trying to be.
Sorry, go ahead. I didn't mean to cut you off.
What are you talking about? Go ahead, what?
You were going to say something. The hotel, the co-ed hotel.
Oh, dude, so I checked in. I got up there, and I was trying to check in. And they were like, where's your vaccination card? And I was like, what? And they're like, your vaccination? I was like, I don't have that. I paid $40 to park at this place. And so they were like, you can't, like, stay here if you don't have a vaccination card. I said, I paid for parking in the parking lot. They're like, well, you still have that for 24 hours. I was like, can I get a refund? They're like, no. I said, well, I'm sleeping in my motherfucking truck. And they're like, you can't. I said, that's my spot. So I walked down. That's when I did Zany's. Actually, this is before I did that one with you. This is the year before. This is 2022. Yeah. And I slept in that part. I walked down to Zany's because I did Zany's Chicago with Jesse. I did it. And I walked back, and he's like, do you want to stay at our place? I said, no, I'm probably, it's a principle now.
Now I'm just
I'm
dug
sleeping
in.
in this fucking truck.
I've dug in, and I don't give a shit. I'm sleeping in the truck. You probably didn't sleep. I've done that a couple times where I've slept in the car. It's not a good sleep.
No, I got this air mattress. This is inflatable twin size. You couldn't feel it all the way up in the back seat of my truck. You could feel it almost all the way up. And it was kind of like a little water bed. And like you get back there and nuzzle in, bro. And I would just have my pistol back there. I would pull up at gas stations and fall asleep, like praying somebody would try to open the door and just shoot their ass.
So you can shoot somebody. That's crazy, dude. Yeah, I can't do that. I'm just like, well, fuck it. I'm just not making any money on this trip. I've done it a couple of times where I've slept in the car out of necessity. But
dude, the wedding I did, I slept in my truck for 2 hours.
That's a crazy story. And we don't have time for that.
No, we don't have time for that
8 minutes, but that's I'm telling you, man, the wedding story. Last time you were on, you told the Donald Trump Mar-a-Lago story, which was fantastic. If you missed that episode, when were you on last time?
It's been a while. I hated that because I don't like anything over Zoom. You're like literally one. I think I've only done 3 over Zoom. I did yours, Vicky Guerrero's, and these 2 guys up in Michigan. They came to one of my shows and they had this business and they were like really cool, and I just liked them. And so I did theirs, I did yours. And I don't like over Zoom. It feels just disconnected. There's like a delay, and you're not in front of that person. I don't know. It just feels weird.
Now you're doing a podcast with Jesse.
Yeah. We're on the Unapologetic podcast. You can find us apparently on everything. I didn't even know what all we were on, but apparently we're on everything. So Unapologetic podcast is, it's okay. It's doing better. So I'm new to that. I've been on that for about 2 months, and we're doing that once a week. So it's been really good.
And are you working on anything? You've got some projects coming up. Are you doing anything?
I'm just now getting back to. I've actually been working for a couple of companies that want me to write like skits and commercials for them, but I'm making them funny, and I like doing that. It's gotten me back into writing. So this week I've kind of challenged myself to like get back. I'm gonna make my own video like Friday. So I'm gonna post something new Friday. I don't even know if it's gonna be a skit. I don't know if it's gonna be a story.
So you're gonna post it every Friday?
Yeah, I'm gonna do it once a week. I've said like I've been like off my rocker for 6 or 7 months, I guess, like from posting wise.
Mm-hmm.
And there's been a couple of times where I had like ideas where like, oh, I might come back, but like I'm not gonna come back and do it unless I'm gonna be consistent again, because that's the whole reason, the whole way I built everything that I built was like posting consistently.
I remember talking to you one of the many times where I'd get all emo about not having success, and you being kind enough to share some wisdom with me. And I remember one of the things you telling me was a lot of it is about being consistent.
No, dude, it's literally 80% that. It's 80% about not just consistency of posting every week, which is very huge. Like but it's also consistency of yourself. Not like what you think you are, not like the comedy that you think you create or you want to create. It's like 100% yourself creating what you are every week, and then like you build that fan base on that, and like those people love that thing. So like once you do that, you're set. And like it takes a minute, it takes a while, but like once you have it, those people love you and they know you, and like it's you, and you can't go wrong if you really go genuinely. Like you have this idea of yourself of like what you would like to be, or like these people that you like admire, and like, oh, okay, I want to create, like I wish I could do that, or like this is who inspires me. I want to. But if you're like are genuinely yourself and you create it, you're gonna build that audience, even if it's something that you look back on. Like there's videos I hate and like people love, they're huge. Like those things, like those people love you, so you can't go wrong at that. Once you get to that point, so it doesn't matter what you put out.
What are your? So I know your YouTube has kind of been switched to the podcast, right?
Yeah.
So you're not really
create another one. I'll probably do that tomorrow because I'm gonna start posting again weekly.
Okay.
So I'm gonna create a new YouTube just for my personal stuff.
What can I post in the chat for people to follow you on? What would be?
You can just look up Dustin Sims on anything. Honestly, I'm verified like on the Facebook, my personal page. I have my comedy page. It's like 900,000 followers, but It's
Okay.
gotten demonetized so many times.
Why am I not? Oh, my comedy page. I'm following you on my personal page, but not
I don't
my.
care what you follow me on. It's all kind of residual.
let's
I'm gonna
see.
post mostly the same stuff on everything.
Dustin Sims page link copied.
But if
Well,
you
I'm
follow
gonna.
any of them, I'll post shows that I do, and that's what most important to me now. Like I like doing the shows, so if people come out to the shows,
Like comedy shows.
yeah,
Okay, so your Facebook is one, and then
Instagram.
Instagram is
Instagram is Dustin W Sims. Yeah.
Are you doing TikTok at all?
I hate TikTok. So
You do?
much.
I do too. I was kind of late to it, and I
You
gotta
can look me
tell
up on
you.
there though. I think I got like 156.
Is this you, Dustin Sims Realtor?
What? No.
There's a Dustin Sims Realtor out there too. Dude, I gotta tell you, man. Do you know Ryan Wiseman?
Yeah.
Yeah, dude. There's a lot of people. There's a lot of people who say they support you, right? There's a lot of people who will, and I'm blessed to have a fantastic community. This Deckhead community is just the most amazing. These guys have been rocking with me since I lost my job 4 years ago at ESPN. They have been, like, I go live every day and they're still here. And I'm
Yeah.
like, what the fuck? This
That's
is
cool, though.
amazing, right?
Which because you're yourself on.
But there's I guess that's true. But there's also a lot of people who, you know how that goes. You'll post, like, I'll post videos and shit on my Facebook or whatever, and there's always people like, oh man, I love your comedy, but this drives me crazy, bro. And this is real petty, but like some of my dear friends will send me probably 5 to 6 different videos a day. I'm not shitting you, of different comedians and funny shit or sketches or whatever. They'll send me, they'll send it to me. Hey, look at this. This is a funny. Oh, you should do this. I'm like, bitch, they did it. I'm not gonna do it.
Yeah.
But they'll send me that. But then when I post something, they don't share it.
Yeah.
And so the other day I felt like a dick because I was like, hey, here's a friendly reminder that you can also share my videos and send it to your friends the same way that you send me other comedians' videos 7, 8 times a fucking day.
Yeah.
And
Well-
some people will be like, bro, you're kind of a dick about getting support. I'm like, well, fuck, man. Like, you can see who shares your shit, and I'll see one share, and it's Alan Denson,
Yeah.
who's a deckhead. I'm like, thank you, Alan. But there's a lot of deckheads do share my shit. But I'm like, bro, my friends don't. It's like, what the fuck?
I learned that very quickly because that was my stick. I was trying to get like my people to share it, and
That's what's wild. Is
they
total
won't.
strangers that
Well,
have
it's
become,
because
I call
there's-
them friends. They're friend fans.
There's multiple reasons for it too, and I've just kind of wrote it off completely, like because you'll drive yourself crazy
Yeah.
trying to figure out why. But also, like those people that you're talking about are very familiar with you, and they just I don't know I don't think they see it as like they should see it as support, but like they don't. I don't know. It's just not. They just don't do it the same way. They just know you as Barry. Like you know what I mean? Not. You
That's
know what I mean?
probably true. Yeah.
No, it's 100%. Trust me. I've been in very weird situations, especially with like stuff in my hometown, and those people don't see me as, and I don't want anyone to see me as anything different. But like I'm just Dustin there. You know
To
what I mean?
them, yeah, I guess so. All right, I'm posting a link to his Facebook and a link to his Instagram. I hope that's what this is.
Is it my Pornhub?
No, that was
My
your
Grindr.
Instagram. Yeah, that's what it was. I'm putting that on the Twitch chat and YouTube. Oh, there is people watching on YouTube. I just started going live on YouTube. I'm trying to set it up to go live on Facebook more. I don't, or on YouTube and then Facebook.
This is good, bro.
You liked it?
Yeah, you should promote this more.
Good.
I didn't even know you had this.
Yeah. Again, I'm not the best at doing that. So
It's 59% alcohol too.
yeah, it's good. It's good shit.
What are you
Total
doing?
Dallas says, "What's your MySpace?"
Oh, you want my MySpace? You want top friends?
Top, what was it? Top 7? Isn't that what it was
You do top 8. You do top 16, I think.
on MySpace? It's funny. We had set up a show
Do you?
called
Oh, yeah, of course you
Sports
do.
Riot back in the day, and we actually went out and created a MySpace account for it.
Yeah.
You can still fucking create a MySpace.
That's funny.
It's all music, but yeah. Yeah, dude, that was one of the things I felt bad. One guy sent me a video, and I was like, cool. I hope you'll share my latest video like you share other comic shit with me. And he didn't even, I saw him read it and he didn't respond. I was like, yeah, your silence speaks volumes, asshole. Like, I don't know why it bothers me. And I know I shouldn't let it bother me.
Yeah, you have.
But
to,
it's like,
I know
it's
what
like
you
that.
mean.
It's like that thing that you see. Oh, it was on TikTok, but it was like people always ask why I'm not famous. How come you didn't share my shit? It's that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But I was gonna tell you. But a lot of people say they support you, right? Like all my friends, not my friends, my friend fans.
Yeah.
But your friends would be like, oh, I've been behind you 100%. Really, bitch? Because I haven't seen you at a show. You've never bought a ticket. You don't share my shit. But just because you watch it or hit like, that ain't the same. But Ryan Wiseman, he started gaming, right? He's been playing like Call of Duty on TikTok. He goes live and plays it on there. I didn't even know this. The other day I was scrolling and he sent me a screenshot. He texted me a screenshot. I didn't know this. And he was playing Call of Duty on TikTok and he was wearing my Barry on Deck shirt. I was like, yo, that's dope, dude. He's like, yeah, man, just trying to represent. I was like, yeah, that's fresh, dude. I was like, I appreciate you representing. He goes, yeah. He goes, have you been on your TikTok lately? I was like, yeah, And then he goes, you might want to check your messages. I was like, okay. And I looked and it said whatever, I forget his, was it Shockwave or I forget his name, but whatever his handle is. So on TikTok, they do this thing where you can promote other people's videos and they give you a discount. So you know how you can go in and like on Facebook,
Run ads.
you can boost a post or you can run an ad. Well, on TikTok, you can do that for other creators and they give you like a 30% discount. So I don't know why it's cool because it kind of, so I could like, if you post a video, instead of me boosting my shit, I can pay to boost your shit. But you have to approve it. And so Ryan was trying to boost my videos.
That's really cool.
And I was like, yo, that's dope as fuck. So I went in and I had to approve it. And bro, he boosted like the latest video that I had posted 3 times in a row, which was either 24 or 48 hours. Bro, and my videos normally get 300 views. Mm-hmm. Maybe if it does good, it'll get 1,000. This motherfucker's at like 28,000 views.
Oh shit.
I ended up doubling. I was at like 900 followers on TikTok, and I ended up being at like 2,000 just off of his one little promo. I was like, "That's what I'm talking about, Ryan." Dude, whenever you need a blowjob, bro, you hit me up. I'm in. What?
Hey, how do you do that on TikTok? It's
Oh,
like,
sure, but you'll ditch the training in Chicago.
Well, I know you.
You don't know. Maybe she would have boosted your videos, huh?
This is great here.
Yeah.
You got a nice thing going here.
You're like, I'm in. She had shitty shoes. Those are some dope-ass Air Force Ones.
No, Ryan's dope, man. He's always super supportive every show he comes to, too. Like,
yeah, man. He'll buy your merch. So he did all that. He did that one, and then I posted another video that he liked. He was like, oh, I got to boost that one, bro. That's great. He's done like 2 or 3 videos. I'm like, bro, you don't have to do that. He goes, I know, but I want to help you, man. Like, if I can help you, I've told you I'll always help you. And then he was like, hey, I need to order some more merch. I'm like, okay, you're definitely not paying.
Yeah.
You tell me what you want, I'll send it to you, bro. Like, come on, man. Like, what are we doing? Like, it was super dope. It's very humbling when guys like that do that shit, man. Cool. Very cool. So yeah, it was super dope.
Well,
super
people
dope.
Get behind what you're doing.
Oh yeah, it's great, man. It's almost like I didn't know how to act. It was like, do I have to go? Should I boost his now? Like, I don't know what to do. You know what I mean? Like, it's fucking great, man.
Just accept it.
Huh?
You gotta accept it.
It's weird though. You know what I mean? Like, you want it, like you really want people to support. And I don't even necessarily want people to support in that way. Like, I don't want you to pay to boost. I just want you to share my shit.
I know where
like
you're coming
it,
from. I know
follow, subscribe, send it to, because that's what I tell Nora. I'm like, I know you don't like my goddamn comedy. I know you don't think I'm funny, but when I post a video, go to it, hit that little fucking heart, save it, and then send it to my Barry on Deck account, because that triggers the algorithm.
Yeah.
The algorithm sees that and goes, oh, people like this. I'll show it to more people.
Yeah.
I don't give a fuck if you send it to Nancy, your sister, and just tell her, hey, I'm just doing this, so he'll shut the fuck up. Like, it doesn't matter, but that's the game that we're playing.
No, 100%.
So that's all I need. That's free.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And what's crazy is I was thinking about this the other day, and I actually thought about doing this in Houston, but there's actually groups that do that
Yes.
of creators where there's like 1,000 of them, and it'll be like your turn, and you'll be like, all right, I'm gonna post a video today, and you'll post it, and then everybody in that group, they'll time it right, but everybody in the group, once it's posted, they'll all go watch it, the whole thing. They'll all like it. They'll all save it, and they'll all send it to one person, and it just fucking triggers it to go viral or
Right.
whatever. It's crazy.
When I was at Honda, like I said, there's like 4,000 people, and like you're in zones, you're in sections. They had these like birthday clubs that were sporadic throughout, right? And everyone would sign up for this birthday club, and you put your birthday down. You didn't even have to put your own birthday. You didn't even really have to put your real birthday. You just put a date that you wanted to get paid. And so when it was someone's birthday, everyone in the club, you pay $25 to this person. So it's like, it's your birthday. Everyone in that club gives you 25. It's like kind of like a savings thing.
Yeah.
It's just like that.
That's
what you're
crazy.
talking about,
Yeah,
you know.
it's, and apparently it works, man. You know,
The algorithm's tricky. It changes a lot. They move the goalposts for a reason.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you, the biggest detrimental thing you can do
Chase
is with that, or like putting money into it, or trying to like pay for.
really?
Because you shift yourself. Because Facebook, like for creators, like if you're a creator and you're posting original content, like there's a need or like a desire for them to want to push that organically, because you're creating like organic stuff. But the moment you start paying for exposure, they think, oh, you're trying to sell something, or you're a business, or you're trying to promote something. So then you shift from something that could be advertising for them, where they would want to put ads on your stuff, to where like, oh, you're paying for exposure, you're using us for value. So now it like the pendulum swifts to the other side, to where like, now let us have, you know what I mean? Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Right.
Because I thought about that. I was like, well, maybe I'm doing this wrong. Maybe I just need to, because what Ryan did, I was like, oh, maybe I need to start paying, and I did on TikTok. After he did it, I was like, well, let me do my own on one video and see.
It'll work for a little bit.
And then
so you get the taste for it and like the hunger for it.
And then you start doing it all the time. And now
And
when
they're
you
like, oh, more money.
post and don't do it, you don't get shit.
Yeah.
Well,
it's fucked up.
I mean, what's crazy is if I don't do it
I'll tell you, man, I learned everything the hard way with social media. It's very odd. I haven't took any type of degree or anything like that, but I know Facebook like the back of my hand.
Did they reach out to you?
What's that?
Facebook.
I had a representative for a while, Mario.
Do they teach you and help you gain
I did everything just, dude, no.
Because like,
I tried different things. I crawled articles. I said I wouldn't, and I couldn't at the time. I couldn't pay for any promotion. So it wasn't even an option for me. But I crawled every article you could find, and I started trying to learn like the right times, the right days to post, and there's not. And it's arbitrary. And then like they have certain trends, they have certain things. And if there's a trend that's popping off, I hate them. I hate them, but like you want to jump on them, because even if you jump on them, like the Bud Light thing, it was huge.
Bud
I
Light.
hate it. Like when the Bud Light like popped off. And it was
I remember that. You were like, I don't know what.
I don't like doing stuff like that, but stuff like that is insane for
Because you just
engagement.
add the hashtag or
They
the
know
keywords.
you don't even know hashtags, nothing. They know, like dude, Facebook's algorithm now, there's no hashtags needed. They read your captions. If you put everything in all caps, it's throttled back instantly. If you put everything, the first letters capitalized, it's throttled back instantly. If you put anything like show dates or come see me or come buy it's throttled back instantly. No, if they think you're promoting anything, it's throttled back.
You know what? I guaranteed, and I don't know this to be true, but I feel like and this is just a hunch, but I always felt like they definitely know if you put a link in the comments.
Oh,
They
yes.
know that 100%.
You wait. The trick is to wait. Like if you're trying to promote a show or something, you wait, bro. Even if it's a flyer for that show, don't even put the website on the flyer. Now I've learned like they changed. They moved the goalpost. Yeah, the algorithm reads that stuff, and they know that you're trying to promote a show. Dude, I could post a video, and it would get like 200,000 or 300,000 views, and then 2 days later I could post a flyer. It's like, oh, I'm gonna be in Oklahoma City at this time, this date. Tickets are here. 4 likes, 38
That's
views.
crazy.
They know, like, you
They
should,
want you to boost
Yeah.
the event.
and put it in that area. No, they know. So there's tricks around it, but it's just hard.
That's
like,
crazy.
There's ways you
man.
can flash it in the middle of a video, like if you're doing content, and like you can have your schedule pop up almost towards the end. Like, there's just ways, like, but they change it. Like, they're smart, but for a reason.
Yeah.
Because it's a huge business.
God bless, man. That's tough. Because I was actually just about to sit down and watch a bunch of videos
Well, for the longest,
about
people,
running ads for shows. Well, but like, because like,
that's
so-
a business in itself.
Yeah.
Making videos telling people how to make ads.
Yeah, that's the crazy thing. I was gonna write a sketch about. I was gonna do a YouTube video about how to make YouTube videos.
I
Which
can
I
tell
thought
you all
would be
the
fucking hilarious. Because it was like, do you want to know how to make YouTube videos? This is a YouTube video about how to make YouTube videos about how to make YouTube
Yes.
videos. I thought that would be fucking hilarious.
That is funny.
Because that's essentially what it is like every one of these YouTube gurus, they don't have a fucking channel about anything other than making YouTube videos.
yeah.
And it's like, well, yeah, you're gonna fucking be successful because that's what people are fucking trying to figure out
They're
is
looking
how to
up.
make YouTube videos.
They're looking up.
Like,
Now-
what the fuck, duh?
I couldn't tell you right now because I haven't posted like regularly. I do know consistency is a huge. It's vital on every platform.
That's funny because when I was like, I mean, I told you this, but like all the bookers that, and my chat's probably sick of hearing this, but all the bookers that all the clubs I've been headlining were like, bro, you just don't have the numbers. I mean, you just don't sell tickets. You're funny. You're all this, but got to get your numbers up. And so I had this social media chick, and she was like, all right, I'm going to help you.
She posted too much probably.
No, she was like, you got to have 180 videos in the can because I want you to be able to post 180 days in a row.
No,
A video
No.
every day for 180 days.
no. I
And
can
I was
tell
like-
you. I can't tell you. I can't tell you exactly what to do to make it, but I can tell you all the things that I know not to do. And posting every day, posting twice a day. No,
Really?
no, fuck no.
Because I've been trying to do that every day
Fuck
starting
no.
May 1st. Like I've been
Hell no.
pumping out videos, bro.
Hell no.
And when
Maybe-
I've missed a couple days and I've been like, fuck, I just blew the whole
Maybe
algorithm.
Instagram when they were trying to compete with YouTube because Instagram last year shifted towards Reels because YouTube Shorts were popping off, so they're trying to compete with them. Maybe then you could post a reel every day and it would pop off.
Yeah,
Or TikTok when it was at its peak.
right.
Posting every day, no. Like, because you think about it, dude. I don't know. The quality of content and stuff that you can put out every day, there's a certain bandwidth that you have of creativity, and there's a certain thing like quality
mine
content
is
you can
just
make.
mine isn't like sketches. It's joke. It's stand-up reels.
Yeah.
So I'm just like, dude, I have videos. I literally have sets all the way back to 2017.
Fine.
So I mean, like,
And that's great. And they could all be hilarious. But if I watched you every day for like 7 or 8 days straight and I saw one of your jokes, I'd be like, oh, that's funny. That's funny. Third day, I'm like, oh, I would scroll. And it would get to the point where like I would scroll past you. Because I've seen, like, I was like, oh, I'll watch it later or something. I'll catch up with Barry next week. Like, if I knew you only posted once a week, maybe twice a week, like a video, like a story post or like a funny, like something that you just thought was funny in the moment, 2 things, I'll be like, oh, you would have my attention because like, oh, Barry posted, like, what the fuck's going on? You know what I'm saying? And so like you would have, like, I would scroll, I'd see, and I would automatically stop. And then like you want to catch them in the first 1.5 seconds. Like you have to have something that's triggering.
That's what's the tough part of that. The hook, right? Like everyone talks about the hook. You got to get their attention because people give you, and I've asked my wife that because I watch her. Like it's funny how, because obviously I read, and like you said, I'm reading articles and watching all the experts, and everybody does talk about the hook.
You
got to
can
get their
overthink
attention.
it too. It's not always just like, oh, what you say. It's just this is how you say it, or like the energy that you're coming into it with, or like what's going on in that scene, or like what you're doing.
But the hard thing with stand-up is, what's the hook in a joke? What's the hook? Because you got to do the setup before you do the punch, because the hook is the punch.
No, you're right.
But you can't do the punch first because you've given away the joke.
It's
So how do you do the setup? So what I've started to do is I've obviously started editing out the fluff, and so I've really tried to get better at editing to where I've tried to make it as interesting as I can immediately as a
Alright.
hook. And that's a difficult thing.
And okay, so in situations like that, like if there's no hook that you think is like eye catching or like
Because,
sound
like you
catching,
said, like for example, like your jokes are all stories, right?
for
It's
the
tough
most part.
to.
Yeah, it's
post
how
a-
I have to start it strong, and like I have to lead on to like there's something coming later that you don't know, like that's unexpected. So I usually try to start a story where like it's not even where you think it's going to end, and like I have something strong and then send it somewhere. But even if you can't do that, there's other ways you can do it, whether it's like through captions or your title or just I don't know. It's all
Oh, like using like the speech
situational.
to text where.
Well, yeah, but it's all situational. And like so like if you have a story that you know like the punchline to, you can hint to it in a way that doesn't give it away like in the caption that will sometimes catch people's attention because sometimes people will see stand up and just see the caption and be like, where's this going to go? Or like have it up at the
The
top.
text at the
Like,
top.
Yeah.
One of them I put watch till the end.
You have to think
or
about
watch,
it
yeah, watch to the end or something like that.
situationally. I don't know. Like I said, I couldn't tell you. There's no recipe for like what to do. I don't give a fuck
Yeah.
who you watch, what you watch. There's no recipe. Like there's no one that's laying it out like, oh, this you do this, you do this, you do this, you're gonna get a million views. There's no one. And like the things that I thought wouldn't get any views have been like my biggest ones. But like I do.
Everybody says that.
No, that's 100% true.
Everybody, and they get sick of hearing
You
this.
get trying too hard. You start trying too hard, and you start over processing.
Everybody says the videos that they just haphazardly threw up because they wanted to post something are always the one that do better than the ones that they thought this is going to kill.
Well, one, they seem
Those
the most
never do.
organic.
Yeah.
It's because you're haphazardly put it up because the other ones you prep for, you just like you put thought into. You're like, all right, I'm going to post this. I got to do this by this deadline. Like the ones that I've had that like really blown up, it's been like, oh my God, it's the day before. I want to write something for this tomorrow. I stay up late. I can't think of anything. The next morning, I'm like, fuck. And so I'm like, well, I'm just going to go out to the car and I'm just going to wing it. And then I go out there and I'll sit out there like sometimes 2 or 3 hours, which sounds absurd for a 3-minute video, but like I'll just do little segments and like try to piece together a story. And then I'm like, oh my God. And then like you'll say something funny. And you're like, well, this will be funny if it happened after that. Well, this will be funny if it happened after that. And then you just keep building on it. And then you just listen back to it. And you have different takes of the same line. You just trim the fat, condense it, and you have something, post it, and you think it's trash because you hate yourself because you just spent 3 hours in it. But it blows up.
It's crazy. Yeah. Jared Taylor said, I agree with Dustin. I followed a guy that was on Barry on Deck. And I scroll past him every time because he posts way too much.
I love Jesse to death.
I want to know who it is, Jared. Will you post it in the chat? I won't say it out loud.
Jesse, like, I think it's hilarious. I think the reels he posts, I think he cuts the videos at like the perfect comedic timing. I think he does captions well. I think he does great video quality. And he's like, I don't understand. Like some of them just flop. Some of them do great. And the ones that do great is because he hasn't posted for a couple of days. And it's like,
because he
he
hasn't
can't grab-
posted
but, like,
for a couple
he'll-
days?
yes, but then he will post, one will explode and get insane and he's like, well, I got to ride this wave. And so then he'll like post another. Oh,
And
this
none
is
of
not
them do
doing as
good.
good. So then he'll panic, post another. And then it's like, people aren't watching that. Everyone's still watching this one. Like, let the wave go. Like, they come in spurts. There's no consistency to it. Everything that I gained when I built my page, even when I lost it, when I had 120,000, I lost it completely. I built it back. It wasn't like it all came back. It wasn't a trajectory like this. It was waves. They're all waves. And it's like certain videos. And then each wave is like a snowball effect on your older stuff. And even if like, all right, so say all these videos get X amount of views and they suck and you're mad about it, this one pops off. Well, there's going to be an overflow that trickles down to those videos because they look back at your catalog. Well, then you go on, you have a few that suck, that you think suck. Then you have another one that's huge. Well, then it trickles back. And then like those just keep compounding. And eventually your trajectory looks like that.
Gosh.
You want your trajectory to look like that. You don't want it. I've seen a lot of people come into the scene on social media that had a trajectory like this. It goes straight up. They had like 4 videos in a row that were just ungodly. And so then there's no urgency there for them. They think everything they shit's gold. They don't put any effort into it. There's no consistency. They're all gone. They're all gone.
Really?
Yeah.
Ah, that makes sense. He put it in the chat. You don't know who it is. Okay. He's not even a comedian. Or
Well,
just somebody else. Okay, that makes sense. Yeah, well, that's interesting, man. Well, I appreciate you doing the show, brother.
no, this is fun, dude. I love
That's
this setup.
fantastic.
Can I move in here?
No. No, I enjoy being married. But we definitely got to do it again, especially now that you live in Houston, bro.
Oh yeah, dude. I'm right down the road.
Ooh,
So.
we got to do this for sure. I love these shows. Like I told you off air, these usually don't do as well. But I got to the point where I don't give a fuck. Like I do like these because I don't look at the numbers.
Do you do clips of these?
I never do. I never clip these. You know what's crazy? As I realized, I never clip my interviews.
Hey,
And that's the ones that I should be clipping.
can I tell you something?
Yeah. I'm a dumb fuck.
You're retarded.
Yeah.
Oh.
Please don't use that word. Thank you. Yeah.
You told me that earlier.
Yeah, like several times. But it's okay.
No, you told me that one time.
No, I told you like 5 times. But hey, thank you, Flip. Appreciate you. But yeah, that's the one thing the other day I realized I was like, I have all these great guests and fun interviews and I've never clipped them. I was like, okay, now I need to go back, run this shit through Opus Clips, which I've paid a shitload of money for, which does them automatically, and just start pulling out clips that I can use.
And okay, so like in your guests,
it
they have their
auto-casts.
own different. It's not even like even if they have a big following, they all have their own stick. They all have their own like. It's all new audiences. Whether you like, even if it's like 2 or 3 people, there's no view is not enough. I can tell you, like,
Yeah. I mean, from your first interview, you had some great shit that I should have clipped and sent to you.
you
and
can
tagged
still
you
clip
on.
it. Like you
I
have
know.
all this.
Bro, you don't even realize. I've been doing this for 4 years, bro. I have interviews with Billy Gardell.
I would keep them
Fucking-
all under a minute and a half.
Yeah. Oh, dude, I'm telling you, I have some fucking great interviews.
No, believe
I
it.
have 4 years of this show. 4 years of content.
You could even hire somebody to like just crawl it.
Let's not get crazy, okay? That costs a lot of money.
Oh my God. We're at the compound right now. I
All
had to
right.
step over like 4 MREs to get in the fucking bathroom.
All right, man. Hey, listen, I appreciate you guys, as always, joining us. I hope you guys enjoyed the show. Thanks to Dustin Sims for hanging out.
Yeah.
Definitely we'll have him back again, especially now that he's here. We definitely can't do Zoom with him because
I'm sorry.
he's too bougie for an internet connection.
Oh yeah.
Plus, the whole alcohol thing. So
Well, yeah.
we'll do
But
that.
This is way funner.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
100%. So we'll do that again. Hey, man, I appreciate it, brother. Thank you for coming
yes,
out.
sir, man.
Yeah,
This was great.
hell of a lot of fun. All right, dickheads, I will see you guys tomorrow.
See you,
will.
dickheads.
I did.
Oh.
Dick,
Oh.
motherfucker, not dick. Tomorrow, I do have a guest joining me. We actually made it happen this morning. Tomorrow, joining me from 4 o'clock to 5 o'clock to end the show, Rahil Ramzanali, actually the first guest to ever appear on Barry on Deck, episode 1 of
With
the show.
HIV.
He's what? No,
sorry.
he's back again. He'll be here 4 o'clock to 5 o'clock tomorrow. We'll talk some NBA. We'll talk some MLB. Whole lot of fun.
Okay.
Do you
sorry.
even watch sports?
Yeah, dude. But like I said HIV, and then you went with MLB and like NBA, and it's all 3 letters. So it fit.
Yeah, it was super great.
All right. Well, we'll be back in 10 minutes.
I'll see you tomorrow. Be safe, be kind, love each other. Bye. All right. Dude, that was fucking
How long did we do?
Great. It's 5:25, so
That's
we did
the longest
almost,
pod I think I've ever done in my life.
We almost did 3 hours.